We are live. I need to have Hex make a song for us. He said he might work on it, but I was like, I want it to be piratey. Like a sea shanty or something, but we'll get there. Did you see how professional it looked? Oh,
yes. I watched the whole episode, that last one. It was really good.
Thanks. We're getting there. So we'll do that for this one too. So Paul from the sibling rivalry, he was so sweet. He's like, I'll show you how to do stuff. And he like helped to make that intro and stuff. And I was like, oh, that's so sweet, like just so nice. Sorry, hold on. Just retweeting shit. How's your day been? Pretty good?
Not really. They shut my water off. Like, it's back on now, but they accidentally shut our water off.
Like from the street or whatever? Or from the city?
Yeah. Yeah, well, like from the street, like I saw him and I asked Adam, I was like, our water bill is paid, right? And he's like, yeah, it's paid on the 17th, June 17th. He's like, it should be fine. So I'm like, oh, okay. And the guy leaves, and I don't think anything of it. Adam comes home for a little bit, and then he leaves to go back to work, and I go to turn on the water, and I was like, So he called. He paid the bill on June 17th, and a supervisor had called him back to apologize for the inconvenience. And he was like, what happened is you paid on the 17th in the evening, and it was a holiday weekend, and it didn't register. The payment went through, but it didn't register with them. So at first Adam's like, oh, okay, because of the 4th. And then Adam's like, wait, no, I paid it on the 17th. It was Juneteenth.
Oh my God. Which they made a federal holiday, so the government. Yeah. Oh, fuck. Hey, everybody in the chat. Hey, Professor. Hey, Pa. You're the best. Hey, Joe. Hey, Constitutional Carpenter. No, of course. They can make a mistake like that. And then you're not going to get a credit for that little bit you didn't have water, They won't do that.
Yeah, and I mean, it wasn't long because it was their fault. So they sent somebody, like, pretty much right out. But yeah, like, can you imagine 2 kids, bathroom being used, like, and there's no water.
It's fucked. Yeah, because even if my power goes out, like, there's usually, I can do some water stuff, but damn.
Yeah, I was like, oh.
Doesn't it have to be like super? I would think it'd have to be like super, super late and behind for them to do that.
Yeah, and he paid on the 17th. But they've been dickier about stuff after COVID because there was like, I don't think every state did it, but like in Ohio, like you didn't have to pay your bill at all, and they would keep your shit on because of COVID. They like made it
right, yeah.
So, yeah, but the crazy thing is too, they didn't like they didn't like warn us or anything.
They shut it off.
They shut it off.
It was their mistake. It's so stupid.
Like they didn't like leave anything. They didn't like send us anything. Like it was nothing. And Adam talked to the people. He was on the phone with them when he paid the bill.
Ugh, it's
because our water and our sewage is together, and the thing was the sewage was late. I don't know. All that shit's so fucking. But I told Adam before we even found out it was Juneteenth. Like he said something, and I'm like, well, it's a government run company, so I really don't expect.
No, and they'll do shit to you in an instant, but if you want something rectified that they did to you, they'll take their fucking time with it, right? Every time. Hey, Douglas. Yeah. Hey, Joe. Joe says,
like
water mean with...
Our internet doesn't work a lot since they switched companies. The company switched or whatever, got bought out. And like, you're not going to credit me for all the time that my internet's not working, or I have to unplug it and plug it back in, or
when my power goes out, which we were online together and it was fucking boom for no reason. Like we still don't know what happened. And then like it goes out a lot on our circuit sometimes. It's just like, and when they never credit, they never say, oh, you didn't use power for this amount of time. Even if it's a fucking couple cents, I feel like they should credit it because it's like you didn't have power. I don't know.
Convenience too. Oh,
Mm.
I
I'm
tried.
such a brat. I get so mad, and I'm like, I don't even have kids and shit. I'm such a brat. Like, it's so much worse with kids, you know.
I'd be mad even if I didn't have kids. But yeah, it sucks when you have kids. You know, like I mean,
Just
there's
gotta feed
stuff we
them.
can eat. You know, there's stuff we can eat without using water, but still, it's like. And thank God when Grayson asked me for noodles, the water was back on.
Oh, good. Otherwise, he would have to gone noodleless tonight.
Yeah, that would have broken his poor little heart.
Oh, you're a nice mom. I like that he makes requests.
I mean, not all the time. A lot of like dinner, I don't really like. Sometimes with Grayson, I do give him something different because like he just like meat. You have to chicken, like plain grilled chicken. You have to like sneak it in for him to eat it. Yeah. So I'll like try and give him something else because he's not
right.
a meat eater. But he loves like fruits and vegetables and so
He
good with
eats
that.
fruits and vegetables.
Yeah. He's not a huge meat eater. He loves yogurt.
Yogurt's good.
You know what's so crazy? I fed Scarlett so well. Like when I had her, I really didn't have a lot on my plate. Like, I mean, I did, but I didn't. I had
There's just one kid at that time.
It was one kid. My dad was doing okay. My mom was alive. Like, there were situations at times, but whatever. So I would make her pancakes from scratch and slice her up strawberries and eggs from scratch. All that. Well, eggs usually are from scratch, but you know what I mean. But yeah, like I would make all this stuff from scratch for her, and then with Grayson, we did with my dad. It was just like all downhill. It's like here's a donut, Grayson.
Something easy, snacks.
Yeah, and plus, like, he's living with his grandpa, who knows he's gonna die. So he's like, well, I'm gonna give my grandson what he wants that makes him happy. And then here I am with my first no. But he's good. Like, he loves oranges, he loves bananas,
Yeah,
peaches,
fruit's good.
strawberries, and veggies. He doesn't like broccoli, likes green beans.
Keeps him
No,
regular though. So I said my nieces and nephews always have, like they would have the hardest time pooping. And it's like you have to eat like fiber and stuff, honey. It's like like it's
yeah.
just baby laugh. And drink water. It's so hard to get kids to drink water sometimes. It's like, I mean, it's hard to get me to drink water sometimes too when I really need to be drinking water. But
yeah, Grace and I struggle with more than Scarlett. She was pretty good with water. Like every juice she ever had was like watered down. And then she was like 3 years old and we were going to Adam's softball game and we hadn't ate yet. So I was like, well, we'll just stop at that McDonald's. Scarlett, like the only time she had McDonald's was with my mom or something. Like she never had McDonald's with us. So like got her like I don't know, French fries, probably chicken nuggets, and we just got her an orange high C. She drank that thing like it was crack. Like she was like, oh my God.
escape.
She never had something like that before.
Like it's so good. He's like, can we change the subject? We can change.
Can we talk about the lady who said that what was it? That if you're being raped, you don't have a right to kill the person.
Oh yeah.
Most people who are raped don't die.
I'm like, I didn't even jump in on that one because I was like, what the fuck? Like people don't, and I saw even today someone was like, would you rather be stabbed and beaten or shot with bullets to where you're unrecognizable? And I was like, what?
Go get an Oreo. Hang on.
Okay.
Come here.
I'll hold everybody down. What was I saying? I already forgot what I was fucking saying. He's a high-pitched little child, man. Stabbed with bullets. Exactly. Well, I'm like, I actually kind of probably would rather be shot with bullets, but I would actually be rather have a chance to defend myself before I get hurt if I gonna get hurt. Like, I don't get why they think that when people break that, like, whatever, if you want to call it the nap or whatever, but when someone aggresses against you like that, they don't deserve to live anymore, especially if they're gonna rape you. Like, they don't deserve to live anymore. They broke the fucking golden rule, so fuck them. They deserve to die. It's just so weird how people have this like instant defense where they want to knee-jerk defend bad people. It's like, what?
Rapist at that.
Yeah. And that's what I was saying. Like, there was that picture of that guy beating that wife or that girl, and it's like, when I got in that tiff with Christopher Titus, hold on, I have a loose crown in my tooth because I'm old. Like, they were literally saying, "Oh, you should be able to beat him off and shit," and I'm like, that girl couldn't beat that dude off, and maybe if she had a secret gun, he could have got a hold of it, whatever. But at least she could have tried. And you know what?
Nobody helped her.
And then people are like, well, he doesn't deserve to die. And I'm like, it kind of does. Like, I think at that point, you kind of do. Like, I've said this is totally un-PC and stuff, but I said this about George Floyd, because when he held someone up at gunpoint, do you remember he held like a pregnant woman at gunpoint or something like that?
It's like, they said that he was pointing a gun at her stomach. That was like in the police report.
And if she had been armed and shot him, we would have taken care of the whole fucking problem right then and there. He wouldn't have gotten killed by a cop. In
that instance, he deserved to die. He
held a gun to her. Like, if somebody breaks, it's just such a basic thing for humans to want to defend yourself. So when someone comes at you, but like, I don't know, this mindset where people are like, it's okay if someone comes at you and you can't defend yourself to your full extent. And I'm like, what are you fucking talking about? Like, you should be able to defend yourself to your maximum possibilities, like, drives me nuts. St. George, 2 years sober. And I started arguing with people on Twitter today, which is stupid because I got everybody else involved. Tactical, thank you. Because what did he say? I don't know. He just said stupid shit, and I'm like, why do you not want people to defend themselves? But they'll say at the same moment, they think peaceful people having sparkler mommy supremacy. Yeah, we have to talk about that later. Like, they can say, oh, we don't want kids to die in schools with guns. So they can say bad things can happen with guns. But then they think innocent people who don't use guns to kill people are bad. And the people who don't kill with their guns, they want their guns for defense. And like you can say something, you see something bad happens to kids, but then you're saying people who want to defend themselves from bad things that happen are wrong. Like, it's just so fucked up. It's so fucked up.
They can't even keep up with it.
No, and they change
up with like all the shit that they say. It's wild. Like,
it just changes. Like, arguing with them is just infuriating because it's like, you can't. They change the subject, every time you prove them wrong, they change the subject. Oh, that's what just happening, because he called someone a Nazi, and I'm like, you do realize the Nazis are who wanted to disarm people, like you want to disarm people. And then he said something like, well, that was only 1% of the population or something like that. Like, and I'm like, how does that help your point? That's literally saying the disarmed population got exterminated. So, like, in your heart, do you want the disarmed population? Like, it's just so, I don't even think that person, if that person's a real person, first of all, right? But if that person's a real person, I don't think in their head they have anything going on. They just are repeating and saying the stupid shit they're going to say. Like, I don't get
it. You can't argue with them. The stuff that goes through their head, the way they think, and like so much of it really is just virtue signaling. by like white suburban women.
Yeah, or rich kids who are commies because they went to college and they're like, yeah. Or he was like, I'd rather be a communist than a Nazi. And I'm like, okay, first of all, you are the Nazi. You want to take guns away. And communism is just a terrible like it's just so it seems so simple to people like us to get like peaceful and cooperative living.
Like I grew up like communism bad. Like that's just how I grew up, which is communism bad. Like I remember watching this story about Hitler and I was younger and I asked my mom, I'm like, why did he do that? Like like I'm a kid and my mom's like, that's just what communists do. Because like she grew up in like the 50s, like the 40s and 50s, so it was very like communist bad.
I hate that I have to fucking say the word because I always remember old people saying commie. Now I'm like, I have to fucking say commie. Chrissie's here. Yay, Chrissie.
Hi. Oh my gosh, hello. I'm just getting myself situated.
Thanks for coming on our little show.
Thank you for having me. I love the shoes in the background. That's so great. Yeah,
I was laughing because the first time I was on your show, you guys got real girly after a minute, but I had a flag up back here. And I don't know anything about makeup, but I was like, I should have showed my shoes, but it's all right.
Yeah,
now I do the shoes.
It's like if Carrie Bradshaw had a podcast, she would do it in her shoe closet.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Closets are like where you do stuff. So
yeah, it's where stuff happens. What are you drinking?
I'm margarita. Are you drinking, Chrissie? Are you drinking something?
I made coffee, but now that I see that you're drinking, that's literally all I need.
We drink on this show.
I do. I might have an extra high noon in the fridge. Oh, we got a big gulp. What's in that big gulp? Something else? Something sneaky?
Yeah.
This is Alice. This is Chrissie.
Hi, Alice.
We get drunk on Thursday nights now and just talk about real shit.
Good. I love it. I'm here for it.
So I don't know if everybody knows. I'm sure all my followers know who Chrissie is, but I don't know if you want to introduce yourself.
Yes. Hello, everyone. I am Chrissie Mayr. I am a comedian and podcaster based in New York. I'm one of the few people still living in New York for some reason. And
well, you're from there, right?
Yes, I'm from here. And yeah, all my family moved out way before the pandemic. So yeah, I'm mostly still here just because of like work and my boyfriend has a son, so we really can't move out.
Wait, didn't you guys maybe get engaged or something?
We did.
Yeah. Congratulations.
I didn't want to turn into like a typical chick, but that's what's happening. Yeah.
It's all good.
No, it's awesome. I'm so stoked.
Are you gonna have an open bar at your wedding?
Oh, hell yes. Yes. How do you not? Unless you have, well, here's the thing is we've been talking about what's like right to do, what's not right to do. My fiance's brother is getting married in October, but he's doing a Sunday wedding. And I'm like, okay, in the case of the Sunday wedding, you probably shouldn't do an open bar because people are like, they're going to work the next day. So you don't want.
Yeah, I've done that. I've called in sick because I got too wine drunk at a wedding on a Sunday before. Yeah. So yeah, that happens.
So, but at the same time, it's like, all right, maybe do you provide beer, wine, and soda because nobody's really gonna like, black out on that. But maybe you could.
I can black out on just about anything these days. So. Especially weddings. Why do weddings? You go to weddings and you're like, I need to get fucking drunk. Like
I know. You're like, that's why we're here. And I think it's probably just me listening to trolls, but then you get the feeling like, oh, do most people just not want to be bothered with being invited to a wedding? Like, do most people feel like, oh, this is but then again, if you don't want to go, don't go. No one's gonna make you. And people are like, oh, I like to go. I mean, I haven't, but maybe it's because I don't have a lot of friends. Like I haven't been invited to that many weddings, but I would like happily go. I think they're fun. It's like a chance to get dressed up.
In part, like I don't even believe in traditional government weddings, and I love going to them. Like,
yeah, I know. There's like part of me that's like, it feels nice to make it official, and then there's like, okay, but I don't want. If there's a version of marriage that involves like God, but not necessarily the government, I think that would be ideal for me.
Yeah, like a little ceremony.
Higher thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it should be. That's what I feel like it was originally about, but then it Well, not really. It was always about property. Let's face it. But
Okay. Right, because women were treated like a liability that had to be sold off, because that's why you'd have maybe throw a mule on, or it used to
some
be that
goats.
the
Some
father
goats.
of the bride would pay for the wedding because they were like, "Get this off my back," you know? "Get this whore out of my house. She
You
is."
touched her last. It's your responsibility
Uh,
now.
yeah. No backsies,
Too funny.
but
Well, that's good.
going
You're
to
staying
city.
in New York because I mean that's where you do most of your work. Do you do a lot of your stand up? And I mean,
Um, like, honestly, I do the stand-up I have the best time with are all outside of New York. Like, I'm doing a show in New York City next Thursday at Stand Up New York, and then I'm doing some shows upstate. But other than that, like, I'm not performing in New York all that much. Like, I really do enjoy just like getting out, seeing the country, and because
you
it's
need to come to
amazing.
Colorado.
Yes, Colorado is great. I haven't been in a couple years. I had a family friend got married in Colorado. It was beautiful. It was the first time I'd ever went. I think it was near Boulder. I think
Probably.
so. But then there's also Menver.
Yeah. Well, and it's like blue, super lefty Menver too. Silly.
Oh, ew, really? Ugh.
Yeah, that's what's sad about. So I'm not giving up on Colorado, and I'm not like I remember the first time I was in a show. You asked me if like, am I conservative speaker like pundit or whatever, and I was like, I'm really not. But yeah, the cities here, it's like Denver and Boulder are super crazy, but like everywhere else is a little bit normal.
It's wild. Like, even today I was covering for another host on Compound Media because I'm not normally in the city at this time, but I was coming back on what would be considered a peak hour commuter train because I took the whatever it was, the 5:30 train back. So that's peak people leaving work coming back. And I was shocked to see that 90% of this train, it's the Metro North, it's the railroad, 90% of the people were all voluntarily wearing masks. And I was like, this is crazy world. Like, it used to be that New York City attracted the best talent, the best, the brightest, the smartest, the innovators, the go-getters, the hustlers. And now I'm like, this is a fucking sheep farm. Like, at this point, if you still have your office job in the city, it's because you have bent the knee to the vaccines and whatever else. I mean, if they can make you take a vaccine to keep your job, they can make you wear a mask all day. They can, who knows what else. And then it's like they're just so heavily conditioned. And I'm looking around like these are other grown men and women, and the train conductor was not going around like, you don't have a mask on, which they used to do. Like, at least a year ago, they were still yelling at people to put masks on, and I just be like, "Fuck it, sorry, I don't have one." Or I'd be like, "I'm good," or I just eat popcorn very slowly the whole time. And I was like, wow, there's no pushback. And these people are still just, they've resigned themselves to it, or I don't know what, but it's a little sad.
Well, thank you for like standing, like for coming out and saying shit against it. Like, 'cause I know like the comedian world went a little weird with it all. So like, thank you for being like, no, this
Yeah,
is
they're
stupid.
pussies. And they're ultimately just like afraid of losing work and having the wrong opinions, because like there's this sort of woke establishment comedy. It's like it's groupthink. It's a little bit like mob mentality. And unless you really like strike out and make a concerted effort to like be anti-woke or free speech, like it's so easy to just go with the flow and stay in line. And you know, I knew a lot of comedians that got fake vax cards that would like find their way around it, and I was like, fuck all that. Like, I'm just not going to perform in the city until they take this mandate down. And it was no big deal. Like, that's probably part of why I came to like doing the road more, because it was from last August until maybe last month was the first time I performed in the city. So almost a year, and it was like not a big deal. It was like no big loss. So
I feel bad, like, 'cause out here Comedy Works, they like put the vax requirement in even before the city put anything in or anything. And I was like,
a
fuck
couple of
you.
clubs did that, and I was like, wow, who are you kissing up to? Like, are you getting brownie points from somebody? Why would you
The
do
gay
that?
clubs did too. And I was like, oh, that's fucking ironic as hell. Like
Uh,
that's made me, and then I've like been mad. I don't want to support places that like took it upon themselves to do that, you know? So it makes me mad, but whatever.
yeah, it's like hall monitor vibes. It's like, why would you? Ugh.
Drives me nuts. Anyways.
Yeah.
So we were gonna talk. I don't know if you saw it. July 4th, I did a video where I had a sparkler in my ass, and it was actually pretty good.
I saw this.
I made some
I
money off of it
still don't know.
too.
You made money off that? How?
It was the first time I've ever worked my followers, but I said, hey, if you donate money, because I randomly have all these followers, not as much as some people, obviously, just a lot for some stupid girl in a flyover state. But I was like, hey,
This should be your bio.
stupid girl in a flyover state. It would fit. I said, I don't know. I just said, hey, I'll take money and I'll do this. And they like came through. They really came fucking through. They wanted to
Wow.
see it. So I delivered.
Do you have an OnlyFans? That seems like something for an
no.
OnlyFans. Like
No,
a
and I
funny.
would never I have an OnlyFans in real life, but like I like I would never they have to do so much work for that. Like they literally have to take pictures all the fucking time. And I'm like,
It really is. You understand this. And like, of course, Alice, you probably understand too. You look at anybody who is either an OnlyFans or they're an influencer or like they're known for their look, right? It is another full-time job having to have different the shopping, different outfits all the time, professional photographs, or you're setting up on a tripod to like getting a good take for yourself. It is so much work doing like you have to be done up every day.
Yeah, there's no way. It's too much work. Like I love sexy pictures, but yeah, I'm not if I felt like I had to do it, like hell no. Like it's just too much for me.
It's a lot. At the same time, it's like I don't want to look back when I get old and gross and be like, man, you know what? I should have been a thought when I had the chance. But
well, you can still get hot pictures taken.
It's true.
Hot pictures.
It's true.
Everyone's doing it. The boudoir.
The boudoir.
I don't know. Yeah, you have to like keep track of it. Like, hey, I used to be hot. Like,
yeah,
I don't mind. I don't mind my nieces and nephew find pictures of me being like, because my nudes are pretty chill, anyways. But it's like
you have chill nudes out there.
Yeah, they're not like erotic. It's just like art, you know.
Okay.
Like, if they find that, I'm not going to be embarrassed. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
They'll be like, shit, damn.
Even if they find the video with a sparkler in your butt.
If they do, yeah, that one's fine. That's fine.
Was it like in there? Was it like really in your butt? Or were you just like
I put it in a little. No, I put it in to hold it up because it was like a big one. It was fairly heavy. So like, I had to put it in a little.
I had to clench the whole time.
And people still like. I'm like, how do I do something cringe as fuck as that? And people are still like following me. So
did you see that viral? Did either of you see that viral video of all the fireworks going off in front of that person's house? And it's like the security footage. You can see like it's like pop, 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 and then it's like fucking Normandy. Like the whole lawn is lit up
because they were sitting in the lawn, right? And then they like run. Yeah, I saw that.
I mean, it's badass to watch, but you're just like, is everyone okay?
I know. 4th of July's have been nuts since COVID shit happened around here. It's like I don't have to go anywhere. It's a show in my neighborhood every time. So
yeah, I never used to get fireworks. Like I was like, what's the big deal? But because I didn't come from like a fireworks family, but now I totally get it. Now I'm into it. I'm like, yeah, buy them up, set them off. Who cares?
It's fun to blow, make loud booms and stuff.
Oh yeah, it's fun when it like you light it, you run away, it tips over, and you're like, run! You have to be like, kids, run! Someone's gonna get fucking burned up. And then it shoots sideways across the lawn.
My neighbor throws like the what in Colorado it is very dry, and you probably shouldn't do so much fireworks, but in the suburbs around the houses, whatever. Although we did have that fire in the suburbs, but anyways. Like, so people will go up to Wyoming and get the big ones that come out of like the cannon and stuff. And,
whoa.
Like, our neighbor will do it. And one time he's like, is this cool? We're like, oh yeah, it's cool. Like, I don't give a shit. Do it. Blow the fuck off. Oh my
God. Whoo.
Did you compound media, is it an office like gases kind of?
Not yes and no. Like there's a studio room and a green room. And then the booth, which is like the technical side, and that's really it. Like the green room and like where the computer is, where the manager sits, are all in the same room. So it's probably less square footage than gas. But there's no like there are no offices. It's like the studio, which is next to the green room, which is next to the booth.
Do you do anything with gas or just compound?
I will occasionally go on, like Real Ass Podcasts. I've, I'll sometimes rent out the Gas Digital Studios. Like if I have a big interview, like an Ann Coulter or Andrew Giuliani or somebody who's like, no, I really need to do this in person because that studio is better for like a serious one-on-one, and plus there's more availability. So yeah, I'm there like a fair amount.
That's cool. I love the like whole podcasting thing, like that it grew into that kind of, the gas and compound and all that.
Yeah, it's fun. And like, some people would say like the compound has like a worse, I don't know, like stereotype or something that like, but then there's also people who would group gas and compound together. Like, oh, they're free speech, so it must be all Nazis. Like, people are fucking
we're all Nazis here. It's
it doesn't take much. Even you, Alice.
She's the biggest Nazi. And my black friend Hex, Alice and Hex, I have a Sunday show that Hex is my co-host on. And he's a 6'8" black man. And him and Alice know each other. And Alice had a party and introduced him as we met on white supremacy Twitter.
Yes. How come I'm not on that? Will someone add me?
Someone
was saying something, like I said earlier, someone wanted to take guns and then they called someone a Nazi. I'm like, you motherfucker, the Nazis took guns, you dipshit. Like that's where we are in this world. I don't know. It's crazy.
It is so dumb.
How long have you been doing comedy, Chrissie? I'm gonna do a shot. Sorry, guys.
Yes, do a shot.
I'm in that mood.
Oh, hello. So
was
cute.
that Kitty? Oh,
hi. Oh my God, he's so
Alice
cute.
is the real mom. I'm not even a real mom.
Why is he the cutest thing ever? He's like
cute.
when my dog wants to jump on my lap. What did you eat? Chocolate? Grape? What is that?
Oreos?
Blow pop?
Yeah, because you ate an Oreo. That's why you're
Oreo. That'll do it.
Oh yeah, you have a dog, right? A little fluffy dog.
Oh, there's two. Yeah, there's Muffin and Waffles.
Stop it.
Gosh, look at you. I have
like, okay.
I probably have like a coffee tongue. Yeah.
I'm about to have a tequila tongue.
I wish there was a funny filter I could put on to like make him laugh.
Yeah, no, because he can't hear us, but like
let's see, maybe I could put on a funny virtual background. All right. Hey, I'm outside. Brr, it's cold.
Yeah, you can't hear her because I have my headphones on.
Oh, right.
She's in the mountains in the snow.
Yeah.
He's like,
okay,
I just want to scream. Is Adam home, Alice, or not yet?
No, his mom's car broke down.
Uh-oh. You're the press secretary.
Yeah, like, I want Americans to know that we're not lowering gas prices anytime soon, and just suck it up. This is the liberal world order. What is so funny? Why are you laughing at me? That reminds me of a certain Fox reporter. What was his name? That Saki hated.
Oh my
Ducey. Yeah, you look like a young Peter Ducey.
He's gonna call you out. He'll call you out and make you actually like try to have to say a real answer, but then you're not gonna say a real answer ever. That girl the redhead never said a real answer ever, did she? What was her name?
Yeah, Saki. Yeah, she was very evasive.
Circle back.
That's the job. That's the job, I suppose. Like
Kayla McInerney was so good at it. She was
the blonde.
She was unflappable. She was unfazed. She was so fucking good. Like now that I've seen the hot messes after her, I'm like, oh, she was so good.
She was good. I just don't get why they're always like, as they're being asked questions, they're always like looking through the pages. I'm like,
because you have to go to the section on whatever they're talking about because you have to find your talking points.
But half the time they'll turn to it and not look. So I'm like, is that just like a nervous tick? Because I get nervous ticks. I get it.
Probably have to feel like they can never fully improvise, Yeah, everything has to be like, talking points.
Okay, before we were so rudely interrupted by Jason. No, just kidding. Ask how long you've been doing comedy, Chrissie.
I started doing, God, if I say overall, like since 2006.
Okay.
And I did improv for 5 years, then a one-woman show, and I've been doing stand-up since 2011.
Okay.
So shit, maybe 11 years now.
Nice. That's what
That's
Robbie. That's how
crazy.
much Robbie's been doing it too. I think he's at 11
Wow.
years. Sorry, Robbie's my friend. What was I just gonna ask about that? Did you use New York to kind of hone your skills? The New York club?
Yes, I'm from Long Island, and that is the place I first took like my first ever kind of stand-up class. And I took it kind of, I think, when I was college age, before I wasn't sure like if I wanted to do stand-up or not. But yeah, it was because I was always working. I lived in Long Island. I was always working some day job in the city. And so it was just easier to do open mics in the city because I was already there every day for work. So I just like work a full job, do an improv class or do open mics, and then just come back home. But then let's see, when did I move out? I think I moved out. You know what? I think I might have moved out and started stand up in the same year because I was 26 for both. So then I became a big girl.
We're all still 26 here.
Yeah, that was like 2 seconds ago.
Yeah, only a decade or so. No big deal. That's the way to get good at it, though. Is you just have to go do it, right? Like
you have to love it because like stand up will give you a dozen reasons to quit. There's so many reasons to quit. It's not glamorous. It's not fun. You're not going to make any money. The men are mostly not attractive or successful. Like you're around other open micers. So for a while.
But now you got Frank, and he's helping. And he's helping
Yeah.
your like. I love it. You guys are like power couple doing your.
We're power couple. He helps
doing
me
the
stay
business.
organized. He'll be like, "Bitch, get your episode up," and I'll be like, "Bitch, make me a graphic." And then we both fall asleep on each other.
Yeah, how many times do you live stream or like do stuff in a week? Probably a lot.
A lot. Too many. It depends on the week. So like this week, I did a Sunday show. 1, 2, 3. Actually, okay, this week it's only 4 of my own, but I've got, 1, 2, 3, 4 of other people's shows. Like next week I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's like probably between like 4 and 8 times a week. That's pretty crazy.
I love when you had Alex Stein on a couple times.
Alex Stein is such a delight.
I love the energy. Like, I love that energy.
He has the best energy. He put out a video of him going around to different gas stations being like, "Why are you charging so much for gas? Joe Biden said that you could just make the price lower." He thinks you're like taking some off the top, and it's like all these Indian guys being like, "Please go away. I don't know what you're talking about."
The poo stereotype.
The poos, yeah.
Alice, do you know who Alex Stein is? Have you? He would go to like city council meetings and just be ridiculous. He's like so ridiculous, and you'll have to start watching him. It's Conspiracy Castle, I think, is his channel or something like that. He's so funny. That's fun. Like that's why I've loved the last 2 years have sucked for some, for a lot of reasons, but like I really feel it's brought a different community together, like a different,
for sure.
Like people who can talk. Just be
and we would have never met otherwise. Like there would have been no reason. I started this other podcast January of 2020, and then during the lockdowns kicked it up to 4 times a week. And like I wouldn't have done that if the pandemic hadn't given me a reason to stream more. I would have just had my once a week Compound Media show and like maybe done my own, because most comedians do like one podcast a week, and it's like it's really hard to grow when you're just going once a week. Look who's back! Aw.
She's like momming it out.
That's cute.
Yeah, like what did I say about that? Yeah, I was just gonna say about that's how swinging is too. You meet people you would never meet otherwise.
Are you a swinger?
I've dipped my toes enough in the life. I would say I'm non-monogamous, but I'm not necessarily a swinger.
What is the hardest part about being a swinger?
Making all 4 people in the same vibe, like down, ready to go. Because it's hard. I mean, think of all the people like when you dated or whatever, like you just don't always have that chemistry with people, right? So like,
and ultimately, someone's got to, you know what I mean? Like what are the odds all 4 people are going to be at the exact same like level of horniness, like ready to go?
Exactly.
At some point, someone's got to be like, all right, I'm not there mentally, but I don't want to be a stick in the mud. You know, let's
Some
kick
people
it
will
off.
go along, but that's why like I try to be like
Yeah.
good about it because there are people who like just go along with it, and I'm like, don't ever fucking just go along with
Mm.
anything. Like it's still you want it to be fun, right? Like you want it to be good and whatnot. But yeah, with 4 people, it's always been difficult. But it's what it
Have you
is.
ever been in a situation where someone's gotten like jealous of someone else like in real
Oh
time?
yeah, they'll sometimes be like, you would
Ah!
see like you go to either house parties or the club, and it's like you will totally see shit go down every time, like every time. There'll
Like a
always be
fight,
some.
like a naked fight break out.
Well, technically, yeah, probably, but there's definitely been like women storming out of like the areas and stuff. It's like every
You're
time.
really playing with fire. Like you have to
You really are.
really
It's
be
very
solid.
it's very like what's the word? It's just I'll think of it in a minute,
Higher
but it's just
stakes.
yeah, it's just like it's I don't know. But then once you get like once you're chill and cool with it, then it's like so fun because the people are so fun because they're like there's no facade. Like when you hang out with people like that, then they don't ask you what you do for work. Like they don't even give a shit about that kind of thing. You know, they're like, are you hot and fun? That's all that matters, right?
Yeah.
Like there's just like a different vibe.
You get to the point. You're all at a certain like understanding together.
Yeah.
There's a certain amount of like small talk that you can
And
avoid.
the different people you know, and like once you find a group of people, it's just fun. But I haven't even half of it for me was just the part like just having theme parties and parties to go to because as adults it's hard to find that kind of shit, you know, where you can be like sexy and open and not maybe not even do anything, but you're like that's my thing. I'm like I just like to be naked and feel
That's kind
safe.
of fun. Yeah, maybe you just like go to a party in a fun costume.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the best thing, man. They have the best house parties. Like
How many
it's like
people are kind of like are in this like world that you would sort of like regularly see?
well, since this is what was funny, since COVID, a lot of them went weird, which is
Which is funny
funny.
because you think COVID would be like the
They
best
used to
thing for a swinger and also the worst, like
they
depending how
used to
germophobic
joke.
you
They
are.
used to joke and be like, "Oh, this person had strep and we all got strep at that house party." They used to joke about that. And then all of a sudden COVID came around and they were all like, "Oh, you know, just the
Oh, you
facade."
want to be around my droplets anymore? Yeah.
Yeah, people got really weird and really stupid about it and like so it's been a weird 2 years for me, but prior like there's a lot of people. Even just it's just a good way to meet friends who are just fun and want to party. Like I said, I never
Yeah.
did hard drugs till I met swingers.
Oh man, what's most common?
Probably Molly and blow and stuff like that, but it's
Yeah.
just funny. I used to be like, "How do you guys stay up so late?" And then I was like, "Oh,
Oh,
I get it."
that helps. Yeah.
Drugs. Anyways,
It's drugs.
it's drugs. It's always drugs in every way. Every person. Sorry, I'm not watching the chat.
There's a chat?
Yeah. I have some rags. Smells. What are you talking about, Babylon? Yeah, I think that was from the thing. No, but that was funny to me that the like and in general over the because I've been kind of that way for like 11 years. 13 years. And like that it changed from like a secret more like it was most conservative people who did swinging and stuff,
Really?
yeah, but it was secret and it was very you don't have to accept we just do it, you know. And then it slowly changed over to the whole poly you have to accept our poly lifestyle like or that kind of culture. It's been very interesting over this whole to observe it. I think it's more fun when it's secret, not that I'm very secretive, but like adds to the fun.
I one time did a stand-up show in Brooklyn, like it was called NSFW. It was like a sex club spot. And I'll never forget because I got paid in a amethyst dildo. That was my payment. And then I
Oh.
looked it up and I was like, retail value $225, not too shabby, you know.
Did you
Never
sell
like
it or you still have it?
No, I still have it. I love crystals. It's away somewhere. I should probably display it because it doesn't look like a sexy object. It just looks like a tube shaped
Phallic
crystal.
rock.
Yeah. I should put it on me when I sleep, like soothing crystals. But yeah, nobody. But it was actually weirdly the least sexy environment I'd ever been in.
Yeah,
It was
that's
like
the thing.
it, middle school dance vibes. It's just
Sometimes
everyone's
people force it. That's why I was saying,
Yeah.
like, you can't force it. You can't do something you're not into, but a lot of people do. So it's always like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That kid.
Oh, he wants to be involved. He's like, I will do anything but put a shirt on. You're so cute.
Yeah, I don't think
He's my nephew.
he's never had a shirt on whenever he pops in, ever. I don't think.
Hi. I wish one of the dogs was here to show you.
I know my dog's fun too,
Like
and the
fighting,
cat.
like
Waffles.
stop.
The dog's biting or the kid's biting?
The dog.
Oh,
Oh,
Fighting on purpose.
like
Like
fun bite.
Alice is renewing her vows with her husband in September.
That is so cute. How long have you been together?
it'll be 13 years in August.
Oh,
But like
yay.
I wanted to do it before, but we just couldn't. But like now it seems like an even more just perfect time. Like we've like made so many changes and doing so many different things with our life. It's like it seems perfect. And it's
That's
gonna
so
be a little
nice.
bit more of the wedding we wanted.
Okay. Do you feel like the first one was the wedding like your parents wanted?
It's a long story.
Like not exactly. Like I wanted that, but I definitely toned some things down for mom and dad.
Alice's dad had MS his whole life, and she was taking care of him towards the end. So did you guys do a pretty traditional wedding, Alice, at first?
Yeah, like we didn't get married in a church. I got married. My hall and my wedding room were in the same place, and I mostly
That's
did that.
just smart. That's just efficient.
Yeah, it's easier. It was easier for my dad because with him and he had like, okay, you got to go over there.
Oh my God. I'm obsessed with him. Like the more he interrupts you, the better.
And he's funny too. Like he definitely drives
you
me
can
crazy.
tell he has a lot of personality.
Yeah, he's a funny boy. So it like keeps you from
Aw.
going completely insane. Because I've seen some boys that are just
What's his sign?
I don't know. He was born in May. Is he a Taurus?
Is he Taurus? What year? What day?
The 24th.
Oh no, he's not Taurus. He's Gemini.
Gemini.
That means he's an attention whore boy. That's what you got.
Oh, but like chatty and like verbally strong.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just just emotional for a boy. That's all.
But you know what?
His mom's card. That's why like everything's going on in here. And just an FYI, nobody wanted anything to do with me until I sat down here.
Yeah, of course. It's funny.
Now it's like, oh, I want your attention now.
You should give him an assignment. Alice homeschools, so she should give him an assignment.
Yeah, tell him to fold laundry.
That's why I think my parents had me was like to do chores and shit. You can make him do stuff. I would.
Get him started on your taxes for next year.
Get him trained up. It's better. You have to teach him that shit at some point, right?
Yeah. I think it's important to teach. Yeah, like you can teach them how to fold. Oh my God. Thank you. Wow. I was just brought food.
What did he bring you?
Oh my God. Look at this. Okay. So I'm doing. Oh my God. No, it's actually Matthew who's the best. Frank's 11-year-old. I'm on keto. So cheeseburger. What is this? A caprese? Like it's mozzarella and tomato and then asparagus.
Healthy.
Oh my God. So healthy. Oh, so good. I'm so hungry.
You guys both kill it on the cleavage game.
Now it's a mukbang. Thank you. I always try to like.
Why not? Why the fuck not? Like use what you got.
Yeah.
I would. I just use other things. I don't have cleavage, but it is what it is.
Do you guys have trouble? Like, do you hoard clothes? Do you have a hard time like donating things or being like, I haven't worn this in a while?
I'm not too bad with clothes just because I like it to be very. So this whole room is a closet. So I like to be very organized. So clothes, I'm pretty good, but I hoard other stuff. Do you, Alice?
Kind of. Yeah, it
Do
wasn't.
you shop? Do you ever go shopping, Alice? I know you have the kids all the time.
I don't really like shopping.
Yeah.
I'm being such a weird girl in that way. Like,
I don't either.
I used to go shopping with my guy friends. Like he would go to men's clothing, I would go to women's clothing. I was like, bang, 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 out.
Yeah.
I'm kind of
Shopping was the most fun with my mom and my sister because they were such enablers. It was like, get it, you deserve it. And then like hundreds of dollars later, I'd be like, oh my God, I just spent like all my fucking lifeguarding money at Victoria's Secret.
I do have a lot of that kind of stuff, but clothes I'm pretty good with. If I don't wear it, I can get rid of it. But I'm also cheap as fuck, so I just don't shop much. Or I'm like, oh, I like this tank top. Let me get it in 20 colors, and that's all good. There's the doggy girl. There she is.
Oh my God! Let me guess, Chocolate Lab.
Yep.
Very chocolate lab. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get to go meet Alice in person because of the people who sent me money for a sparkler butt. I'm like, I should do that all the time. Be like, when I want to go to libertarian conferences or conventions, we'd be like, I'll do something crazy.
There you go. Just do something weird. You can raise
I spend a lot of money when I go anytime. So if I can get some other people to chip in. So one dude gave me $500 alone. I was like, holy
crazy.
Shit.
Wow.
My man didn't even give me money like that.
Adam got yelled at because he saw it right before dinner. And I hear him and he's like, oh my God. And he starts laughing. And I'm just thinking he's like looking at stupid memes or whatever. But he stays in the living room and we're like getting ready to eat dinner. And he stays in the living room and he's like, oh shit. Oh my God. And he's cracking up. And I'm like, Adam, put your phone down and get in here and eat dinner. Like
and did he show you the video?
Huh?
Did he show? Because he wanted it to be a secret if I come out to meet you, and then like he's like,
so
he knows, she knows.
He's laughing and he's like, I don't even know how to tell you this. Like I'm embarrassed and like I didn't even think this was.
He told you to follow me, so
he's like, I did not think this is how this was going to turn out. And we're outside, and I'm like, Adam, what did you do? And he was like, you know, I was drinking a lot, right? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, so I messaged Forrest Mommy last night because we were sitting there drinking, and you were talking about how much she meant to you.
Wow.
He was like, and you were like talking about how much it sucks that you can't just hang out with her, like, and she's like across the country. He was like, I was drunk, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna message her. And Adam's like,
wow.
So then I saw this, and I was like, oh my God.
As I told, I'm like, if I make enough money, because all the flights are stupid expensive right now. They're stupid.
Really?
I don't even fly. But when my family had that family reunion type thing that I didn't go to, like a few people said, like my one sister in Vegas, she's like, it's $1,000 for a flight, and I'd have to bring the kids because
my sister lives in Vegas.
Oh, yeah? Really? I don't talk to her anymore, but I knew I do that. In the group
no! What happened?
You know,
well, and your parents and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's just. She moved away when I was really young, and my dad got sick, and she just kind of sides with this other sister that lives here, who's her twin. And I don't talk to her. I have 4 brothers and sisters. I don't talk to any of them anymore.
Wow, now I feel a lot better about myself. Like I'm kind of over my dad, like as a person. Like I'll always love him. He's my dad, but like I see no point in having an adult relationship with him. Like he literally doesn't give a fuck about my life. And like it's crazy to like realize that. You're like, oh, I'm like, I've had a podcast for 2 years and he hasn't listened to a single episode and like hasn't even asked me like how.
How many siblings do you have, Chrissy?
I'm the youngest of 3.
Okay.
My sister, the middle sister lives in Vegas.
I'm the baby too.
We're
all babies. Oh God, we're the best. The babies are the best though because
we're the smartest. We like have the most life experience because we fucking observe everything around us. My sister and I were very, very close until she married a degenerate gambler and moved to Vegas. And she didn't tell me she was married for 6 months. Like, she's fucking sus now.
Is she fun though?
She is fun, but
Stop it.
I think that like this guy stifles her a lot.
Oh, that's not cool. That's not cool.
Keeps her from like making friends and shit.
That's like my life. Like I could not have that where like if Mr. Forrest mommy was like like down on me at all, I was like, you cannot hold the Forrest mommy down at all.
No, you cannot.
No.
You can only get lost in the forest.
Exactly. He loves the forest property.
And my oldest brother lives in North Carolina. He was a civil engineer, but this is how he's a hip modern man. Left his job to take care of his 2 kids because
he's a stay-at-home dad.
He's a stay-at-home dad.
Aww.
He and my sister-in-law did the math, and they're like, "Well, it actually pays if you just stay home and take care of the kids versus all the child
I'm 100% fine with that. If it's best if at least one parent can stay home at all, anyways, right? Like we all know
he's so nurturing. He's such a good dad. Yeah.
Oh, good. Oh, hey, Jessica. Sorry, the girl in the chat. Did you have your thing today? Hey. So it's my friend Jessica. She lives out here in Colorado too. I think she just had a surgery today.
Jessica, you got a new ass today?
A new ass or a new or got rid of part of her uterus or something like that.
Oh yeah, who needs it?
Are you feeling? Oh, she did. Are you feeling okay? I need to go down there and see y'all. I did. She's like, I did. She's so when all the COVID stuff went down, and then I got Twitter, and then somehow I got big on Twitter for some stupid reason, just saying my mind. I started building like a community out here in Colorado, and there was a lot of people. And so Jessica and her husband are really good friends of mine. So,
nice.
she got rid of her uterus. It's gone. It's gone.
Did you keep it in a jar or something?
I know. I wonder if they let you keep, like, they barely let you keep even wisdom teeth anymore because they broke them. Oh, she's on drugs. Good.
Woo! That's the best way to watch this show.
Yeah. Thanks again for coming on, Chrissie. It's so sweet of you.
Thanks for having me.
I was like, I feel bad because I don't know anything about comic book stuff or like YouTube stuff. I don't
really either.
But like I feel the girls on Simcast are very up on that kind of stuff, right? Like,
Anna for sure. For sure, Anna. She's very, very nerdy. Brittany is kind of like nerd adjacent. And Ashton is super Harry Potter nerdy. But other than that, it really is a mix. Like Leanne doesn't know anything about
I love Leanne.
That word. She's great. You guys
I love her videos too. Oh yeah, I love her.
She's great. I'm like, she doesn't take herself seriously at all. She's so chill.
And she does OnlyFans or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's hot. Might as well.
She is hot. I'm like, why are you talking to me?
Whatever. You're hot too. Oh yes. Did your intro change? You always have a good intro every time.
Frank makes those.
Good job, Frank. That's so nice you have him now to do all that stuff. I have like random internet people who like want to help me, which is great because Mr. Forrest he's never even had any social media ever.
Wow.
Ever. He's
How
older,
retro.
obviously. It's very cliche, but
that's great though.
It is very great. He's like, you're streaming? Cool. He has no idea.
No, you don't get any likes. How do you know people like you?
I'm not even once I when I told him how much money I made for that fucking video he filmed, he was like, "Oh, okay, that's cool."
He's like, "I guess we gotta get more sparklers for you."
I'm like, I need to get monetized on YouTube so people will like make it rain on me.
So you monetize that sparkler butt video on YouTube?
Well, I just said once I get $1,000, which I got way more, then I would post it, and I did. So
they just PayPal'd you or something?
Cash App, which FYI, Cash App Forrest Mommy. Anybody who's watching? I've never been a grifter or anything like that, so I like do not feel bad about it. So I'm like, maybe every 4th of July I'll do something. I don't know.
What makes you think so? Like, what for you are the telltale signs of a grifter?
Just someone who will talk more about a person than their ideas to try to make money off of their opinion on a person, I think.
Aha. Okay.
It's not I don't really care much because I'm like, make that fucking money. I'm a free market capitalist, baby. Like, just make it. But you can tell when people are like trying, right? But whatever. I don't judge it. I don't say I would judge a grifter if I felt like someone was a true grifter, but like someone made a whole ass video about Hex one time when Hex made, so my other co-host Hex made a whole thread about how when black people or black like politicians and stuff say something that's against the leftist narrative, then the left goes super racist and stuff and
yeah,
all that. And so some other guy, Lucas, I don't even know who he is.
Amazing Lucas.
Yeah, amazing. He made a whole video about Hex.
Cool. He used to be cool.
Yeah, and then he made a whole video about Hex, and I'm like, fuck you, motherfucker. Like, because you, and Hex was right. Like, you don't, and the guy proved Hex's point, because Hex's whole point was like, when a black person has a different opinion from the narrative, people are racist. I mean, Hex has been called Sambo and Monkey. He got called Monkey the other day. Remember that one?
No.
I was like, what the fuck?
And it seemed like a real person, not a bot. So I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, that's definitely like a real person. But there are real people saying it. There's like blue check marks saying the hard R. Like that's real, man. It's like how do you not see that you're fucking racist? Like, I don't care any of your reasons for what you think. Like, it has nothing to do with being the race that you are. Like,
they're so, how do they not see it? Like, how do they not? I'm like super introspective where I'm like, holy shit, why am I thinking that? Like, we're like, and how are these people out there? They're calling them the hard R because like they're going after Clarence Thomas, even though the six people totally that made that decision?
I think, 6 people total.
So one black guy and
5 other people.
And they're going after the black guy.
One of them Asian.
And one of them was Asian.
Isn't Alito Asian?
Oh, I don't know. I don't even know who the other people are. It was just crazy because they only talked about Clarence Thomas. They're like, they went after him like crazy. And it's like,
oh, he's not Asian.
And you want to call other people racist, and you motherfuckers are only making a big deal about the black dude not doing what you want to do? Like, what? How does that make any sense? It's so stupid.
It is so stupid.
How do they not admit it? Like, how do they, like, I can admit all my stupid faults. How do these people not?
Because the culture supports them. Like, the culture supports anybody on the left is right, no matter what.
No matter what.
And,
yeah.
And that's it. You don't have to justify yourself. You don't need to have a good argument. You don't have to be able to debate your points. You're right, because the culture supports you.
Yeah, they don't debate any. You bring stuff up and they're like I said, like someone's called someone a Nazi, but then he was trying to support gun control. And it's like, you're the Nazi, motherfucker. Like, whatever. What, Jessica? You're on drugs. What's a friendly cross? Did we say friendly cross? Oh, it was 5 people total. Sorry, we're a very professional outfit here. Chrissie,
very professional.
We're super professional.
Bath and Body Works is having a candle sale still. I bought like 6 or 7 candles from them.
What's your flavor?
I like, it's not burning right now, but strawberry pound cake, fucking insane. It tastes like a strawberry shortcake, like a bakery. It's so good. And I actually like these White Barn Bath and Body Works candles better because it only takes like a half hour for them to really get going. Whereas with the Yankee candles, you have to let them burn for like at least 4 or 5 hours before you can like melt down enough wax as to where you're like, all right, I can blow this out and it'll dry evenly.
I get it. Yeah. Candles is hard. That's why I turned into an oil person a while ago, but I'm like I don't sell it. I'm not in an MLM or anything. So
that's why. You're an oil person?
I like the oils because I like the like orange and lemon, like those kind of smells. So I got in, and I had my business partner, his wife and his daughter always sold it, so I just buy it from them all the time. Oh no, Joe did. Sorry, I'm catching up in the chat here.
Bath and Body Works is legit though.
It's good, and they have a.
Yeah.
Do I have it here?
I really like reading. I really like reading candle reviews because some women will be like, "Don't you dare discontinue this flavor! I will fucking kill you if you stop."
It's the worst when they do that.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
Yeah. No, but these women get fired up. They're like, "I'm so glad this is back. My life hasn't been the same since they discontinued the laundry day candle." I'm like, these are
though.
I'm like, I'm only a few bad days away from being one of these candle women. So,
well, you can be it like it's all about balance, right? Like you can be it a little bit. And I have a bunch of Victoria's Secret ones I love that they discontinued, and I'm like, why did you fucking discontinue it?
So you do a body spray over a perfume?
I don't really do perfume.
Doesn't it go away too quickly?
I mean, kind of, but I just don't do it that enough. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't leave my fucking house much anymore, so
yeah,
I don't really need it.
My favorite perfume is like stupid expensive, so I'm debating just saving up and rebuying it. It's Baccarat Rouge 450. This is how this perfume came into my life. This is before the pandemic. Had to have been like 2018 or 17 or something. I literally followed a woman onto the train. Like her smell was like drifting behind her, and I was like Pepe Le Pew, like, and I literally just followed her onto a train that wasn't even my train, and I sat behind her. I was like, "Look, you smell really good. What is it that you're wearing?" You know, I'm like, sorry to be a creep, but what are you wearing? And she told me, and I was like, "This is it." And now that I've been wearing it, the same thing happens to me. I get lurkers asking me what I'm wearing. So,
what kind of a smell is it? Is it like
earthy
or?
Oh, it's like creamy. I can't describe it. Somebody in the chat probably has smelled it. It's like it's next level. It's so delicious. Like, it's not overly sweet. Like, you're not smelling like a cake. You're not smelling like, a bottle of Moscato or something, but it's just like, but you also smell like a classy woman with her act together. Someone in the chat
did you get a bunch of it? Did you get a bunch of it?
No, well, here's the thing is I had my day job that I had for 6 years up until this past December because I wouldn't get vaccinated.
What was it? What was it?
I was like a very high level executive assistant at a high level media company. And like,
okay.
I will go into more detail eventually. I just got to figure out like how I'm going to spill that tea. But
they wanted you vaccinated.
Yep. All of a sudden, to get back into the building, the job that I was doing perfectly fine remotely for 2 years, suddenly I had to get vaccinated to go into the building. And I was like, nope, I don't like this job that much.
Everybody give Chrissie money, by the way.
Stop it. The point is that I told this boss he had a business trip in Italy, and I convinced him. I was like, look, they only sell this perfume in Italy. And it just so happens, because I would do all of his travel scheduling and stuff. I'd be like, it just so happens that there is a perfume store steps away from your hotel. I printed out a little map, like, because he's old. I'm like, here's how you walk to the store. And here's the name of the perfume. And like, that was the one nice thing he did for me was buy me that perfume, because he's a rich guy. And for him, $300 it's like $20 for us. So yeah, it was like a $300 perfume. And I'm just now.
Is there a knockoff?
I tried the knockoff here. So like this, I fell victim to the Instagram ads. So there's a company called Alt that sell knockoffs, and they're saying over and over, because literally my phones listen to me talk about this perfume all the time. And then, perfect dupe. You gotta buy it. I bought it. Not a perfect dupe. It smells like shit, and I don't know what to do with it. I have to like leave it somewhere in a bathroom or something. Now I'm just going. I'm such an idiot. I just have to buy the real thing now.
Or and it's only for sale in Italy?
No, that was a lie to get him to buy it for me, because I'm like, you're gonna be right there.
Oh, you didn't even pay him back. You were like, just buy
it. No. I was like, I visited him in the hospital for 6 months. I fucking deserve a perfume.
You were in the hospital for 6 months?
He was in the hospital
Oh,
for 6
he was
months, and I
nice.
visited him like several times a week when I didn't have
He's got the
to.
money. He can buy the
Oh
perfume.
yeah, he's a millionaire.
I did that.
So
I was a full charge bookkeeper, and it ended up being like basically an executive assistant to a small business owner dude. So I get that shit where you're like, and they don't mind paying for some of the stuff, right? Like,
yeah, and I never got a raise in 6 years, so it's like, yeah, that's okay. You can give me a perfume.
yeah, he can get you some fucking perfume.
Give me some fucking perfume. But now I gotta buy my own bottle, which will be fine. I'll just save up. But
Get
sometimes
Frank to buy it. Hello, Frank.
I feel weird about like making
You
someone
guys are
buy me
getting
something
married. You
expensive.
shouldn't feel weird about
But
it.
it's not my job to like put someone out financially.
But
Like,
he wants to. I mean, he's about to connect to you financially, technically. It's all right. It's all good. It is a good, like, I don't believe in, because I'm all, anarchist libertarian, but like, it does make sense to still put something in writing, like, on
Well, you could still have a legal marriage without
yeah, and living wills and all that stuff. Like, there's
still have some kind of a document, and I bet you it would be cheaper and more sufficient too. And did you know
civil courts?
When you get your marriage license and they like sign it and shit after like whatever, that's not even your official marriage license. So it's like you have to go.
Because then you have to get married after that. After you get a license, you have to get married, I think, within 10 days or something.
That's what I'm talking about. The marriage license that like your minister, your ordained whoever that signs it, that's still not your official marriage license. When I had to go get my new ID, I had to go back down and I had to pay them another $3 or $4 for a certified marriage license copy.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, the pretty one they give to you doesn't mean shit.
Wow.
That's why I'm like, I'm just a beneficiary, so I have to stay with it till the very fucking end, and that's my goal.
Yeah, see, you could still have legal stuff without
and they probably would. Yeah.
You should change your brand to Forest Beneficiary.
I've said that before because I'm like, I can't. If I leave, I don't get a consolation prize. Like that's how it is, But if I stick with it till the very end, like,
yeah,
it's all good.
I see you guys in the chat saying men like it when you tell them exactly what to get you. I understand that, but I think it comes at a point like I would never ask somebody to get me something that is more than like $150. I just feel like.
How much does it cost? How much does the perfume cost?
It's like $3.
I would feel bad too.
Because it's like that's I can get a perfume that I like that is not that much. So it feels like I'm being like.
Are you? You're the breadwinner, kind of. Are you the breadwinner?
There's different kinds of bread going on. I haven't really done the math. I haven't done the math. Maybe, definitely at times, yes.
It's like when wives get their husband's money to buy the husband's presents.
I don't know. I think it's because how I was raised. Like, my childhood, I very much grew up thinking like I was a financial burden. And so asking for stuff is always a huge issue. It's always like, I feel so much better when I can just get it for myself and I don't have to like put anybody out. But it's weird. But gifts are definitely a love language that I express to other people. Like, I love getting people stuff. I love, like, if there's a sale or whatever, like, be like, this soap made me think of you. Here. Or like, I got some shoes. Like, oh, these shoes are on sale. I got a pair for me and I got a pair for you. Happy summer.
Do you like receiving gifts too? Is that like a love language you receive?
I do too. And that's why, like, people are like, oh, do you know what kind of engagement ring you want? I'm like, okay, I sent a few pictures, but other than that, I didn't want to be like, this is exactly it. You have to get this because it's like, I think it's kind of nice to see what the guy comes up with, like what you think of and how,
Yeah, jewelry
it doesn't
artistic.
have to all be. It doesn't have to all be 100%. I'm telling you what to do, what to get. So
you're free balling it a little bit.
Free ball it, yeah.
Yeah, because there are those girls who are like, no, we're going to go to the store and pick out our engagement ring together. And it's like, how is that? Like, I'm not even into that shit, but I don't want to
see it. I don't want to see it before. Like, I love that I didn't see it before I was seeing it.
Was it on July 4th? When did he?
It was June 25th. It was right after I did that big event at the Beacon Theater. I
Oh,
was
the
so
mines
surprised.
thing? The mines
Yeah.
thing? Okay.
Yeah, I was like, ah!
Oh,
I
good
was so
job,
surprised.
Frank. Good job.
Ooh, yes,
Yeah.
kisses.
I was like, my engagement was build me a closet room. That was my engagement.
You are literally Carrie Bradshaw. That is what Big did for her.
But I'm not like her, but yeah, kind of. Not that I've worn any of these fucking shoes in the last 2 fucking years.
Look at those
but
yellow ones behind you. Oh my god, that's like a weapon. It's like
which one?
self-defense. The yellow ones.
Yellow
These ones
one.
here.
Holy fuck! And look at the red ones too.
I got all
This
sorts of good
is
ones.
okay. These are hooker shoes. These
yeah.
are all. This is a room full of hooker shoes.
I'm fine with that. Like, it's all good.
Oh my
But I'm
god,
like,
the
I
platforms.
don't collect a lot of stuff, but I'm like, if I collect shoes, I want to look at them.
Yeah, they're pretty. You gotta put them in color order. You're doing the right thing.
Yeah, like, I'm not even that girly, but I guess I am apparently. But
They look great in photos.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what you need them for. Is like to put the outfit together, right?
Mhm.
Like, it's all
They're
good.
perfect shoes for getting in a car.
Yeah, exactly, and not walking too much. Although I do pretty good. I feel like I destroyed my. So I used to work at this job, and I was like, I'm just wearing heels to the job, and like walk around our office all the time. That's how I got used to heels and stuff.
I used to wear heels. Oh my god, I don't know what's wrong with me. I would wear high heels onto the train, into the city, then walk to my day job and like spend all day in the heels, and I would just wear them all day. I'm like, who am I trying to impress? Like,
did your feet hurt? Or were they okay
no.
heels?
In fact, I developed crazy thick calluses on my feet. Like my feet felt like, no joke, like hooves. Like I had like animal paws, and it wasn't until the pandemic when I was like not going into the city every day that my feet actually started to like soften up. And now I'm like, oh my god, this is what regular people's feet feel like. Like mine had hardened to basically like a raccoon, like a dog's paw. That's how my feet felt. And like you sand them down, you get a pedicure. She's like, oh, so much callus. And I just got used to it.
Just be glad you're not in Colorado, because I literally every day, because it's so dry out here, it's so fucking dry. I fucking pumice my heel every day. I need to every fucking day. Like, that's how dry it is out here. It's crazy.
Wow.
And then I go back to like where there's humidity, and I'm like, oh, my feet are so soft. Like,
you got to get your feet right. Like, I think that's one of the like just basic responsibilities of being a girl. Like, you can't.
It's part of the maintenance.
You got to get your feet right. Yeah.
I did my toes today. I was such a like wifey and girly girl today. I loved it. Did my toes. I don't like paying for toes because I feel like I do my feet better than when I go get them done. But hands, if I do something with my hands, I like to get them. Otherwise, I keep them clean. But I don't know. Oh, Jessica, yeah, but they're like fucking $50 every time you go. That's why I hate.
You know what I just got? I got a gel pedicure, which I had never got, and my soon-to-be whatever sister-in-law said, "No, you should get it. It lasts for like a couple months."
Like the shellac gel, yeah.
So we're gonna see. We're gonna see how it
lasts, especially on your toes. It'll last for fucking ever on your toes. But then it grows out, and then you're like, the only way you can get it off is if you soak it in acetate or acetone. So it's like a pain. But that's what I like to do too on my hands.
You know what's so cute? I just got this message from Frank's kid, like, because we're going to this movie soon, and it's like, we have to leave for the movie soon.
Oh yeah, whenever you need to pop up.
How cute is this?
But that's sweet. How old is he? How old is
like a ransom note? 11. He's the
11.
best. He's cool and funny and very good at video games.
It's like awful with the baby mama
poking their head, like
kind of. It's kind of like mild creeping. Yeah. But it's it's Thor. It's Thor Love and Thunder. So it's urgent.
Is it actual Thor or is it the girl Thor in that one?
It's both. It's both. We'll see how much airtime regular Thor gets.
I mean, Natalie Portman's hot and I like her, but
nobody wants to see that. Ugh.
Yeah, we want to see hot dudes. Hello. I mean, I like anyone, but you don't have to like change the character. Like someone else's. It's like a blackface in a way when they change the characters. Like
it's Thor face. Yeah.
I don't know.
You guys are fun. Weird. I definitely have to come back and do the show again. It's like
you're welcome.
It feels
anytime.
like happy hour. It feels like like low key. Like yes, drink. and
Oh,
bullshit.
I've drank all afternoon, so it's all good.
Mhm.
And I'm 2 hours behind both of you, so I've got
Really?
Like 5:30, and I was like, I started drinking early.
So it's 3 o'clock. I may have had a little by 3 o'clock. I don't know.
It's Friday, isn't it? No, it's Thursday.
That's basically Friday. I
During
only
the
work
summer, yeah, it's like it's summer Friday. So
and I only work part time. She's a stay at home mom, so it's all
Awesome.
the
Yeah,
same.
normally I actually would have drinking my first one or two faster, but Adam got home and I was nervous because of the kids. So that's not bad because I'm like, normally I drink fast.
I drink so fast. It's stupid.
But it's normally Adam's here to keep an eye on the kids. So if I was all like, woo, and the kids were in here, I'd be like, ha 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 ha.
I love it when you go outside and you're like so fucked up, and I'm like, I hope the kids are cool, but they're fine. They're fine. They're old enough.
fine. They'll survive.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
wearing the best socks today.
What are they? What is it? A bunny?
They're bunnies.
Oh, that's cute.
I now require all my socks to have animals on them.
It's cute.
That's my new thing. Yep. That's my
I try to not wear socks in the summer, but it happens. So
yeah.
it happens.
All right, I'm gonna scram. I have to scram.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on, Chrissy. You're welcome anytime.
Thank you for having
You're welcome
me.
on my Thursday or my Sundays, whatever you want to come on.
Ooh, you're the best. It was so nice to meet you, Alice.
Nice to meet you.
Aw.
We're
Good
gonna
luck with
keep-
your little blonde son.
Have fun at the
Thank you.
movies. We're gonna keep getting drunk, I'm sure.
Yes,
so.
keep it going. Keep it going. Yeah, I can't wait to come back. Love you guys. If you guys
Boy,
are
so
Yeah,
watching,
plug all your stuff.
yes, I have a lot of shows coming up. Next Thursday, I'll be at Stand Up New York in Manhattan, New York City. Then I'll be in Tannersville, New York on Friday the 15th. On Saturday the 16th, I'll be at Nickel City Cigars in Buffalo, New York. And then on Sunday the 17th, I'll be at the Syracuse Funny Bone. That's in Syracuse, New York. And what else? September 8th, I'll be at Cap City Comedy Club in Austin. September 14th, Helium in Philly. September 30th and October 1st, I'll be doing 4 shows at the Comedy House New Orleans. And then October 27th, I know for sure we have a Comedians of the Compound at the Orlando Improv. So go to my website, ChrissieMayr.com for tickets. Follow me on social media, all that good stuff. And keep it going. Keep it going with the sparklers.
Have fun with Thor.
Yes. All right. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Meritocracy. That's it.
All right,
I'm
I
like-
need a pee break. I need a pee break.
I'll talk to her.
Oh,
I
Adam said to talk to you.
Hey, Adam. Yeah, I don't need a pee break yet, but I will. Well, eventually. But hi, Adam. Oh, he can't hear me. He can't hear me because I don't have the earphones on. So it's just the Forest Mommy Show. Thank you for everyone who's tuning in. Cheers. Happy Friday Eve. Adam is the only boy who's kind of allowed on this podcast. I just said, Adam, you're the only boy who is kind of allowed on this
I
Thursday night.
seriously just asked her. I'm like, I mean, is it okay?
It's
She
fine
goes, "I don't-"
because you're the reason me and her are friends. So
Well, that's why I wanted to see you and talk to you, is because, like, first of all, I'm glad your tuchus is okay, because
I wasn't going to do it if it was dangerous. I wasn't going to do it.
Well, I was searching years ago. This dude sent me an email around the 4th of July of this young kid sticking a bottle rocket in his ass, and I think he put it in a little too far because it didn't go anywhere. So it just
I won't
sparkled
stick
in the
anything
spark.
in that has to ignite. That's why I'm like, a sparkler is pretty safe,
Right,
especially the
so-
big ones.
But I would have felt horribly responsible if anything went south.
I wouldn't
So
have-
like
I wouldn't have posted a video if it went bad.
so she when I told her, I was listening on my way home when she told the story about me having my phone before dinner. And I wasn't gonna drink on Monday, and I ended up drinking just enough for the afternoon, and I was grilling. And Grayson had my phone, and I made him put it down for dinner. And I went and checked, and I saw that other message that you sent me, and I'm like, I'm like, I'm really not Twitter savvy, so I'm like trying to like comprehend what went on. And you were like, yeah, so if this works, I'll be there. And I'm like, oh my God. And like, she's like yelling at me like to get to the dinner table. And I'm like laughing and just have like a shit eating grin on my face during dinner. And she's like giving me the evil eye, like the mom eye, like you're at the table with the children kind of thing. And then after dinner, she actually tweeted something out of that Justin Timberlake meme that she likes of giving someone like a look. And I told her when we were sitting around the fire, I'm like, so I don't know how, but to tell you this, but like here, and I just handed her my phone. So, you know, we were just sitting outside around the fire Sunday night, and I was trashed. I wasn't even gonna start drinking. So, and the funny thing is back and forth, one of the sibling revelry fellas and I were tweeting back and forth about
Doug or Paul? Which one was it? It was probably Paul.
I don't remember. The American Dream, I think it was. So
Adam's a girl right now. Adam identifies as a girl right now. Sorry
terribly. It was more of an apology and just like I don't like typing, so but yeah, I'm glad everything went well. I can't wait for the 17th of September. Anybody around Ohio, more than welcome to come on down. It's just going to be 13 years ago, I gave her the wedding she wanted. This one's going to be a little bit more redneck. Like I'm getting married again in a sleeveless tuxedo t-shirt.
Hell yeah.
It's really just an excuse to have a high class party.
And it's at your, like, it's so fun when it's at your house too, you know, like.
Right. And there's like an acre and a half in the backyard. Anybody could bring a tent, whatever. It doesn't matter.
And if I come, can I crash with you guys?
Absolutely. I will build you your own sleep.
Yeah, I can sleep on a couch or whatever. Like.
Yeah. We could close off the I wasn't sure if Mr. Forrest mommy was gonna make it.
No, it would just be me if I come. He's like, what? You want to go to Cleveland?
Who the hell goes to Cleveland on vacation? I got sisters in Seattle in Washington State, and they're all excited to come and see me in 2017 and my family and whatnot. And all our coworkers like, "Well, where are you going?" And they're like, "Cleveland." I'm like, "What the fuck are you going to Cleveland for?"
I'm so excited. One dude gave me $500 a loan.
Yeah, Alice did a pretty good job of making me feel bad about that. But I will definitely. She's back in here. I'm gonna go. There's too much testosterone going on. But I will definitely make sure we have a microphone.
Yeah, you gotta have the microphones.
All right, guys.
Bye, Adam.
Bye, dog.
A-dubs. No, Chrissie left, and then Adam popped on. A-dubs. Sorry.
Goofball.
I would love to see like when, and then you were like, then you texted me and you're like, he told me what you're doing.
I was like, we were sitting outside and I was like, I'm about to cry.
That's the best way to get. That's what I'm like. And then I'm like, shit, I need to start getting, anytime I go to like any event, I need to get other people to pay for it. That's the best way to do it.
Right? I keep messing with this chair today. I need a
chair.
Yeah.
I know. I need a new one too. But
I'm sure it creates the fun.
How's your drinking going?
Pretty good.
Me too.
It's not vodka, blueberry vodka, but it's good. It goes really good with the lemonade.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'm just doing a sibling. He's like, he wants there to be an all-male podcast with Adam and Hex.
I know. Adam said he'd come on.
I'm like, he's the only boy who's ever allowed on here. Ever. Just like that, too.
Sibling.
I love that it was all, I mean, that was how my Monday was, too, at 4th of July. It was like, all of a sudden, I was like getting drunk and shit, so it was fine.
I didn't even drink. Well, I drank like one.
You drank one? What?
Yeah. I think I had like a few sips out of my other one, and then we ate, and I was like, I'm so tired.
That's why I'm drinking Constitutional. I just opened it today and look how much is already out of it. But this is what's so good, this margarita mix. I don't know if you have Kroger's by you, but this stuff's so good. It's like a little spicy margarita, a little spicy. It's pretty good. I like
I
a spicy.
wanted to have a margarita machine at the vow renewal, but them fuckers are expensive to rent. I was like, yeah,
like frozen mixer one things that like.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I have a couple like bigger dispensers that I can put like lemonade or something like that in, and then you can rent like a big one for like $5. That's just a regular. So yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna set it up, but yeah, we'll have like a bunch of liquor. I don't know if I'm gonna do Jello shots because I'm like I'm gonna have so much to do the night before.
Yeah, you don't want to like have to do too much.
No, like, because that's part of the reason. Like, I was trying to figure out what we were gonna do for food. I was like, because this isn't like fancy. Because like a lot of my friends are bringing stuff. They're just like bringing side dishes, pastas, whatever. So I was like, what are we gonna do for food? I don't want Adam to have to cook on the grill that day. That would totally fucking suck, you know. And then you're like looking at prices, and you're like, holy shit! And I was like, fuck it, pizza.
Yeah, hell yeah, pizza's the best. Like,
Yeah,
I'm fine with like the cheapest shit you can do is the better. I like that.
so I was like, we ended up doing there's a place around here, they have pretty good pizza, and their sheet pizzas they're pretty cheap. We did it for Grayson's birthday party. I was like, yeah, I'm like, we'll do sheet pizza, and then we'll just like we're making like different pasta salads and dips and
just some
all
easy shit, easy stuff that you can just mix the night before. And
yeah, like I don't want to have to, and then like I'm stressing like what time should I have it start, because I was thinking about having the vow renewal at 6:30. I'm like, but man, that's like I'm gonna have to eat and stuff afterwards, and that's gonna leave me till like 8 o'clock till I start drinking, and that just seems like a long time. And I have a dance floor.
And we're gonna get drunk, especially if I'm there. Yeah. We're gonna be
So,
drinking. Just FYI.
Because one thing I want to make clear to people is, okay, say the vow renewal starts at 5:30. Like I want to tell people you can come at 5. But if you can't be here by 5:30, don't come here till 6, because I don't want you walking into my backyard in the middle of my vow renewal.
Right. Yeah, you want the actual thing to be good.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's a party, and that's fine. You can come during the party, but don't fuck up the actual thing.
Yeah. Because that's going to be like fun and laid back too, but it's going to have its nice moments. So
yeah. It's sweet. It's sweet.
Yeah,
my parents did that, and it was sweet to do their vow renewal. It was just sweet, you know. You want to mess it up.
I can't wait for my dance floor.
We're gonna get crunk. I'm so excited. Even Mr. Forrest mom is like, "You want to go to Cleveland?" I'm like, motherfucker, I just got all this money from people. Like, yeah, I'm going. Like, sorry. We just have to figure out our whole schedule, and then we'll figure it out. Because it would actually, well, it's a little more expensive, but we might be in Wisconsin, so I might fly from there, but we'll see what happens. It's all good. Wisconsin. Escape, that's what I said. I said Georgia Guidestones, more like Georgia Gauntstones, but he's not on Twitter anymore, so he didn't see me say that. Whatever. That was fun. I'm so glad Chrissie came on. That was fun. She's like, I love her. She's sweet.
No,
got engaged. What?
Adam's just dropping stuff in the kitchen.
Oh. Is he cooking?
Yeah, probably just hot dogs. Thursdays have been kind of become like whatever night.
Should we change our night? Do we need to change our night or no?
Because I do have to do the same thing on another night then.
That's true. It's true. I guess if you're at home, it's just different from when you're a mom. You're like, I'm home all fucking day anyways, motherfucker. Like, it's all the same. So I tell him, I'm like, you're like, how's your day? And I'm like, it was just the same as yesterday. It's all good. I went and tan. I cleaned. Whatever.
We got home later tonight. Scar's not feeling well. So
What she got, like a cold or something?
her stomach's been upset all day. Like, she came downstairs and I could tell. Like, she was like, Mom, my stomach. And I'm like, yeah, you don't look good. There's like no color in her face. But she's been feeling better. She rested. She drank a bunch of water. Like, not like slamming it or anything, but she's been sipping on
stomach
water.
things are good. Like stomach things, and even cold sometimes. Like I feel like if you just chill, drink a lot of fluid, you can just move it out, right? Like I feel like
she's been resting. So and then Grayson's been Grayson, and
I know. I love that you would pop Dot. These stones were the stones were stupid. It was just funny. Like you would think like all these people are upset about AR-15s, and I'm like, there's like the Nashville bombing. Do you remember the Nashville bombing that happened? Like
around Christmas, right?
Yeah. Like it was a literal bomb, and they were like, "This is not a big." I'm like, I would think a bomb is a bigger deal than an AR-15, but whatever. Like they have their, what they need to do. It's stupid, but I'm like, if regardless, the stones were stupid, but some of like that was fucking blown up. Like, like that was a major thing. If that happened in a movie theater, it would be a major fucking thing. If someone blew up a fucking movie theater,
Yeah, I didn't know what they were until today. I was like, the what?
I learned about them a couple years ago, but still, like, I never learned about them. And then I was like, oh, it's just this weird thing. Like, it's so stupid.
Yeah, I read about them today, and I was like, oh, those are kind of fucked up.
So then it's like, if it is a site, which how do they not know who blew them up if there's cameras there, right? How do you not know?
Yeah, that's what I don't like. Somebody had to come there and set it up for it to be blown up. But then there's people that say it's the CERN that's doing it or whatever.
And then they tore it all down. They just tore it all fucking down after that. And it's like, that makes it seem more sus when you just tear it the fuck down right afterwards. Like, it's just weird.
A lot of stuff is suspect. Are you doing another shot?
I've just been sipping on it.
Oh, okay.
I'm sipping on it. I have a full glass of margarita and like a shot I've been sipping on.
There you go.
It's just that kind of night for me. It's that kind of night for me, everybody. Sorry.
I have to order those disposable shot glasses.
Disposable? Like plastic or what?
Yeah, because I don't want to wash. Like, that's another thing. I don't want to fucking wash dishes after the vow renewal. And I know everybody's going to be doing a crazy amount of shots, so it's best.
I'm going to be so well behaved when I come, I promise. Just kidding.
And it doesn't, like, most of my cousins are like they are laid back and chill in a lot of ways, but like in some ways they're just not.
I'm actually very like, I'm the kind of person you can take around anyone. Like, I know I seem crazy and stuff, but I know the audience or read the room, whatever. Like, I'm not, everyone loves me wherever I go. Oh yeah, the red Solo shot. You get the little red Solo plastic ones.
Yeah. Like all of my friends, like you can say or do whatever in front of them and they don't give a fuck.
I'm good. There's just time and a place, right? Like
my family, they're pretty cool for, they can just ask too many questions sometimes.
I know, especially when they're like, why aren't you talking to that person? Like that kind of shit where you're like, I don't want to talk about that right now. I don't want to bring up old trauma and old drama, whatever. Like, but people like want to know sometimes. And you're like, I just don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
So hopefully, well, Adam said anybody who asks where my siblings are is a dick. He's like, I'll just consider them a dick.
Yeah, because they know there's something there that happened.
But yeah, they're fun and like they kind of just look at me and just laugh like, oh, Alice and her little rock and roll ways.
You little independent girl, you.
You know, like I think a lot of times they're just like, in all honesty, like a lot of my cousins were more supportive and much nicer to me than my siblings were. So that's why I still talk to them and not my siblings. So they definitely all my cousins that are going to be here all have a very, very special place in my heart.
Well,
So.
you love who you love. Like, you know, you connect with who you connect with. It's not always family.
They're just fun. You know, they're definitely different than me, but they're fun. I can't wait. Let me get drunk. And I'm gonna use up that dance floor like a motherfucker.
I'm so excited for the dance floor. I'm so excited. The last wedding I went to was a cousin of mine, and he was older and he got married. And they had a dance floor. I don't even remember what I was doing on the dance floor, but apparently I was dancing the whole fucking night. I'm like, all right, cool. So.
See, I'm a little bit more excited because at my wedding, like the actual wedding, I had to like kind of be well mannered. Like I had a lot of older aunts and uncles and stuff that were there. I had to talk to and stuff. And so the bartender that we had, I told him, I was like, whenever I come up here to do a shot, just give me a shot of cranberry juice. So it looks like I'm doing.
You wanted to keep it together. You wanted to keep it together.
Yeah. So like, but people always want to do shots with the bride and the groom and stuff. And I was pissed because Adam, like his family, like he had his mom and his aunt there. And like the rest of it's all of his friends, softball buddies and stuff. So he's just fucking doing shots, getting drunk, and I'm having to be well. So this time,
it's your time, baby. You can party it out.
We're gonna do the footloose thing. You know the footloose thing. You separate, you do the footloose. Like in the movie. We did that at my actual wedding. There's a picture of me going down the row. But yeah. I was trying to move. What? I want to know everybody's opinion on this. Like, what are like classic wedding reception songs that gets everybody dancing?
Butterfly kisses. Well, that's when it gets everyone crying, is the butterfly kisses one. That came out the summer both of my sisters got married. They both got married in the same summer, and that butterfly. Oh my god, the butterfly kisses song. I heard it so much. Like I heard that song and that was funny because they're really close together. They're like 16 months apart or whatever. And they were very competitive. And so then the fact that they both got married at the same summer was like too much for one of them, you know, like, and then the butterfly fucking kisses. Yes, Kilroy, Chrissie's gone. Sorry. I know what would be a good song? What's a good?
Yeah, like I got like a lot of like the basics, like from like the 50s to the like I got like that shout song. Well, Celebration. That was me and my dad's father-daughter dance. That was our father-daughter dance.
I love that song. Celebrate good times. Come on. And what's the other one? What's the other one that's like right like that? Like oh shit, what's that song? It's an 80s song.
I don't know.
Got a party going on right here. A celebration to last throughout the year. We got a good times and the blah, blah, blah. Is that the same song? What's the other one? What's the other 80s song?
I have my marker and everything. Like I'm ready to write shit down.
What's the other 80s? Oh shit. Hold on. I gotta look it up because I know what I'm talking about.
Like I got like some Usher in there, because there's gonna be a little bit of a younger crowd too. I got it. Like the most hip I get is Kendrick Lamar.
What? Oh, Kendrick Lamar.
That's about as hip as I get these days.
I want to say, shit. It's not "We Got the Beat." It's what's the other one? What's the other popular 80s dance song that's like? Fuck.
See, it's not easy when you have to think of it. I
Yeah.
sat down to write down all these songs, and I was like, man, this is hard.
It's not We Are Family. Oh, people are helping. It's not Sweet Caroline. That's a good one. It's not We Are
That's
Family.
a good one, though. That's a good one. We're gonna have a lot of black people here. They gotta understand what it is
It's
when
not We
white
Got the
people
Funk.
hear
What
Sweet
is that
Caroline.
80s song?
Anna just came in. He's like, can't touch this.
That's a good one too. 80s. I'm sorry. I'm looking. I know this. I know it by heart, but I'm like stupid right now that I can't think of the name. Everyone will know as soon as I say Sue. Ohio, we got the fun. No, it's not even that you guys are saying.
We got the funk. That's a good one, though.
That is a good one. Here's that song. It's like about a beat or something. I feel like. This is stupid. Why do I not know it?
Because when you actually have to think of this shit, it doesn't come to you. That's why I asked everybody. Like, I should put that on Twitter. Actually,
Good
you
songs.
should put it on Twitter for me because you get more.
Dance it. More people.
Yeah.
Okay. Oops, I don't want to do that. What is that song? I feel so stupid right now. I feel like literally stupid because I know this song. Super Freak. Oh, Super Freak is good. Push It.
Oh,
Celebration.
we played Super Freak at my actual wedding. I remember dancing to it.
Pump
Like-
up the jam, pump it up while the feet are thumping and the jam is pumping. Look at how the crowd is jumping. That's what I was thinking about the whole time. That song. Pump up the jam. I love that song. Oh, I'm glad I thought about it. It's good. Pump up the jam, pump it
It's
up
harder.
while the party's
Speakers,
pumping and the jam is pumping. Look at how the crowd is jumping. Oh, I beg you to stay. Get the party on the button, the pump, the something like that. It is like early 90s Carpenter. He's right. It is like early 90s. It's like late 80s, early 90s. But
Yeah,
that's a good time.
I definitely don't want to get a DJ. So I'm just gonna.
You don't need one. You don't need to spend money on that.
Yeah, I used to pay for Spotify, and I like know how to run Spotify really well. So I'm just gonna pay for Spotify again, so that we don't have like ads and shit.
Yeah,
And
pay for it for that month, and then you have
yeah.
it flows. Yeah, that'd be
But
fun.
Adam gets drunk and he starts making requests, and
But if you paid for it, you can just like find the song right on Spotify.
yeah, when you don't pay for it, you can like put in a song, and it will have like yeah. And then
I
you
don't
have
pay. I don't pay for Spotify, and I only listen to Joe Rogan and Timeline Earth on it. But I just get the Joe Rogan ads, and I'm like, whatever. It's 4 minutes. I don't care. Like it's fine. But I don't. I pay for Pandora. That's what I pay for.
That's what I started out with was Pandora, and then I moved to Spotify, and now I'm like, I will never use anything but Spotify because I know how to use it.
You like it?
Yeah, I don't like new things.
I mean, no technology, new things. Fuck it, man. It's so hard.
It's hard. Oh, you know what else I'm worried about? I was looking at the Bluetooth speakers, and most of the Bluetooth speakers are only 6 hours. And I'm like, man, we're going to have like a cord set up because I'm going to need a lot more than 6 hours of fucking music.
We'll have to plug some of them back in to charge up. Yeah, for sure.
Fuck yeah.
Jam, pump it. I also like there was always a girl in the 90s. They redid the Bohemian Rhapsody. It was like a black group, and they're like, Mama, just kill the man. And then they were like dance. It was so good. 97. There was a year 97 Club Mix was like my favorite CD for the longest fucking time. Oh, Joe Morgan. Of course you pay for YouTube. You like watch us YouTube people. I need to get monetized so I can make money off these motherfucking ads. People paying. whatever. I feel like I like kind of felt bad the other day making all that money off those people. Then I'm like, that's the only time I've ever asked for money. So whatever. It's no big deal.
I mean, I told my friend, I was like, oh, my friend that I live streamed with raised money to come to Cleveland, meet me in Hex. And she's like, oh, that's cool. I didn't. What? No, who didn't? Oh, confusing me and shit.
We're drunk, Adam. Hello.
But I was like telling Adam about it because she was like, "Oh my god, that's so cool," you know. And I was like, I didn't tell her how she raised the money. She was like, I didn't know you could raise money on Twitter like that. I'm like, you can raise money on anything.
On anything. On anything. I guess so many people were like, do an OnlyFans. I'm like, for the whole last 2 years, people asked, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna fucking do that shit. But maybe like once or twice a year, I'll do something crazy. Y'all can pay me money.
Yeah,
for that.
and then I mean, it would help you to pay to go to like more conventions. And didn't you do like the baskets and stuff to help raise money?
Yeah. So I went to Arizona convention, which I don't live in Arizona, but I went to it and I spent way too much fucking money, but it was fun. I got to meet people. And then the Colorado one, I made a basket, that they got someone paid $200 for the basket I made. I was like, you're welcome. But and I had the picture, the Forest Mommy picture in that basket. There's booze, and I made a whole basket of like Twitter people's things because a lot of people do things, shirts, hats, whatever, cups. So I did that, but I put booze in there too, and someone paid $200 for it, and I was like, "You're welcome. You're welcome." But I feel like it does drain me financially too. I mean, I'm doing all right, but like it does drain me financially too. So if I can get a little bit help, it's always good. Because we're like, I'm taken care of, but like if I spend money, it's the money I have to make myself, So I try to make money myself, so I don't feel so bad.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot, especially for plane tickets now.
It's so expensive. I'm gonna just put the money away a little bit, and then I'm gonna wait because I think if the gas prices come down, then maybe the plane price. Because right now I did find one. I think the cheapest one I found was around $400. If I come on Saturday, leave Sunday, So
that'd be rough.
I know it'll be hard, but I'm like, that might be what have to happen or it would be cheaper if I come Thursday and leave Monday, but then I got to worry about, getting a hotel and shit. So then it's like, so I don't know. I'll figure it out. It's going to happen. It's happening though. So Douglas, is this Sibling Reveille, Douglas, that's on here right now? I would hope so. Aren't they so fun? I have to send Paul his book still, too. I have it over here. I got to send you. Paul, if you're still watching, I have to send you. Oh, yeah.
She does not.
Oh, Sibling, you did not buy that. I saw the guy who bought it. When I saw the guy who bought the basket, I was like, is he on Twitter? I was like, because there's a lot of people who are libertarian who go to the conferences who aren't on Twitter, obviously. So I was like, who is this dude? He paid $200 in a silent auction. I didn't know him. I don't know who he is, but you're welcome. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Okay, now I have to pee. Hold on. Do you want to keep going? Are you good to keep going?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm just drinking.
What the hell else do we got to do?
I'm able to go outside too and smoke while we do it.
We're just like wives and shit. We're just doing our wife shit. All right, I'm gonna go pee real quick.
Come here. Let everybody see how cute you are. Come here. Come here. Come on. It's okay. See, I'm so cute. She heard Daddy. He left me. Get back. What are you doing? Can't hear you. I can't hear you. Honey, can you hear her?
No,
We can't hear you. Tell her you can't hear her.
I don't know how to do that.
Bring me your phone.
It looks like she's like a mime.
I had it muted. I had it muted. I'm so retarded. I am so retarded.
Here you go, honey.
It looks like she's like a mime.
Oh, now it's echoing like crazy.
She's all like,
This sounds like Stranger Things shit.
All right, we're going to go outside.
Are we going to the breezeway?
We're going to the breezeway.
Yeah. Time for a cigarette. I should do that too. I should go outside, smoke some boots and shit. I talked for a whole long time and I was muted that whole time.
That's so funny. Oh, it's so nice out here today. I should have just started in here because it's so nice out here today. Like,
Is
so
it like cool?
Yeah.
It kind of was cool here too. We got some like rain the last couple days, but
The only problem is I cleaned up and I had this little like station set up, and now it's all fucked up because I cleaned.
because you cleaned?
Yeah, like the way I set up in here, like, is retarded. And I had to like,
We're
yeah,
all retarded.
there's like a carpet and stuff in here. I need a lighter though.
I need to set up the tree house down at the forest property. I'm like, I have a rug, I have all sorts of shit I need to bring down there, but 2 weeks. Oh, good job, Constitutional. No, 2 weeks, no cigs, but he's vaping. Vaping's fine. It is what it is.
Yeah, I do pretty good during the day. That's not gonna work. That's not heavy enough. Whatever. I'll just hold it. I do pretty good during the day and stuff because I just like not really thinking about it. That's
Do you smoke cigarettes during the day?
Not really. I used to, and then I quit, and like I'll have Adam leave me like a cigarette or two. And there's some days where
I
like,
love a cigarette when you're drunk too, or when you're drinking. It's so
yeah.
good. It's so good. I wish I had a cigarette right now, to be honest. Because if I smoke, I would like to smoke something, but if I smoke pot right now, I would get the spins and it would be bad. But if I smoke a cigarette, it would be fine. Quit smoking.
Yeah, that's what I have to be careful about at the vow renewal.
Yeah, well, after a certain point, you can get super fucked up and it's fine. But, you know.
Only fine if you pass out on the dance floor. We don't have to give it back till the next day. What's that thing?
And you're at your own house, so you can, if you get, what's so funny, I've been to so many house parties, which are like fun, kinky house parties, but like someone would set up all day and then they get drunk all day and then they're out. They're out by the time the party started, you know. So you just have to make sure you have to make sure you stay with it. Uh-oh. Alice is gone. She'll come back here. She's gone. Hey, it's just me, Forest Mommy, everybody. The nicotine constitutional. Do you like vaping? Is it the hand to mouth thing? Is that what you're addicted to, kind of? I can understand that because I do that with joints. Like I could totally get it. Oh, here she is. She's back. She's back. We're good.
I always
Let's
try to be so careful to not press the one side of my phone because it'll go back. And
I get it. I get it.
And like I'm trying to like prop the phone, it's not even fucking working because I totally fucked everything up because I clean.
What? Your whole the breezeway? You fucked
Yeah, like
it up?
I cleaned it up and I vacuumed and
That's good. That's good.
I know, but I have this like little pack. I had a pack of nails from Adam, like carpenter nails. I don't know. And that's what I would leave my phone against. And now I can't find them.
You can go grab something if you want. I can still get going. I can still go if you want to still go. I can still go.
You know what I bet you will work? This drill.
You don't have drills. And you don't have your cleavage showing tonight. That's all right. That's okay. Mommy will show her big huge cleavage. I have to push together. I remember I used to wear fucking the pad. I still have some of them, the like super padded, super push-up bras, and then I was like, fuck bras, man. I'm done. Take my small titties or whatever. I don't even give a shit. Anyway, sorry. That was TMI. That was TMI for everybody. Constitutional is still here. Third time vaping, it's the nicotine above all. Okay. It's sad. What's sad, Paul? What's sad? Am I sad? I mean, I'm a drunk bitch on a Thursday night. I guess that's a little bit sad. But I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Third time vaping. When you're a little tipsy, cigarettes are so good. They are so good.
They are. I'll still hit my fume stick now and then.
There's something about the smoke, man. It's like,
I know. I'm gonna have to. A good thing the way we're setting up the tent, I can hide behind it and smoke cigarettes without my family seeing me.
Good. I'll secret smoke cigarettes with you, if that's all right.
I'll bring some sanitizer.
Make her hand smell. Carrie Lake. Oh, Carrie Lake. Carrie Lake's pretty cool. She's on Timcast. Oh, sorry, Douglas, that our thing isn't as good as Timcast. Sorry. Carrie Lake is all right. Carrie Lake is running for governor. I think she's running for governor in Arizona, and she is very cool. I met another lady who was going to maybe run for. I don't think it was her though, because she has short hair, and the lady I met had long hair. But she came to the Libertarian. I will always go to the Arizona conference, I think, convention, because it's just fun and it's close, you know. But yeah, I don't know if you saw this. Carrie Lake is running for governor, whatever. And CNN was like, hey, we want to ask you some questions. And she was like, she called them out. She was like, did you see that? Where she was like, yeah, she was like, oh, because I'm not going to do the like common thing that needs to be said or whatever. Like it was pretty good. She's good. Go ahead.
Adam can't figure. Adam, you need to sign in. He's not signed in on YouTube, so he's watching, but he can't get in the chat. So I keep hearing him commenting on what we're saying. You gotta sign in, honey. You gotta sign in to be part of the chat.
Make a thing. Oh, everybody who's watching right now, Scott Horton will come on a Sunday stream at some point. FYI.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm not joking. And this Sunday, Angela McCarter will come on this Sunday, so that'll be fun. I feel like Hex was jealous because we had such cool guests on our girl stream, but it's more fun. Like girls are much more open to that, like coming on. You know what I mean? Like, wasn't that so fun with Monica too? Like that was such a fun
I
night.
can't wait to have her on again. And Chrissie too, when I'm not like feeling like I'm under attack by a kid and a dog.
And I told Monica, I'm like, we can start late because you can stay up pretty late. I'm like, we can start later. That's fine. And it was I'm so glad, especially with Monica, it went that like where she was like us, where we're like, we're gonna talk about a real shit. She was all like, yeah, my Down syndrome kid ran away. Like he was gonna try and make money at the Staples Center with his guitar. I'm like, this was so like I love her to death. I love her. So she'll come back on, I'm sure. I just like having an all girls night, you know?
Except for Adam and Grayson.
Yeah, it's all right.
Oh, you know what I told Adam?
What?
So after I found out how that all came about with you doing the sparkler, I was like, Adam, you need to donate some money. I was like, I get like we don't have a ton of money because like, yeah, like I know
he takes
people
care of you and the kids and himself. Yeah. Like,
well, I get that there's a lot of people that will make this assumption, like, oh, you're a stay-at-home mom. Your husband must be rich. I'm like, no, we fucking homeschool our kids. And we pay all these taxes. And
you're not out buying shit all the time and doing you're not like doing all the expensive shit.
No, I haven't even gone to a salon 7 years, maybe 8 years. I just trim my hair up and I don't know what color I'm going to dye it though. But anyway.
Is it all natural? It's all natural right now?
No.
No. What color are you, like a light brunette or what? How dark are you?
So I was like really blonde growing up.
Like
and like yeah, like I would hide. Yeah, it was a towhead. Like, and my mom even had the haircut, like the short thing.
Our boomer moms were like, "We're gonna cut your hair." Boomer moms were all about that shit.
And me, I'm like, nah, I'm not cutting my baby's hair. But yeah, so like I dyed it blonde a lot, and then I got sick of doing it because I would either have to just do store-bought or I would have somebody I know get like their shit from cosmetology and they would do my hair. So like I just started going like kind of brunettes, and then I was like, you know what? I dyed my bangs really red one time. I'm just gonna dye my whole head that way.
Red?
Red.
Fire red. Where did you have to lighten it first and then do the red?
So my hair was already like a dark brown, kind of. So I did red. So it was like just kind of had this reddish tint. And then I kind of kept doing the red, and then I couldn't get it out of my hair. So then I paid to get it out of my hair. And then one day I got bored and I was like, I'm just going to dye my hair red again. And then I started doing it like dark with like purplish tints. And then it started.
What's your natural color?
I have
mousy blonde, like me.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to like, I've been dyeing it kind of lighter, but I haven't dyed it in a while. So we'll see. But so what the hell were we even talking about with Adam?
Spending money on that shit.
So I told him, I was like, you better donate some money to that. I was like, because
he offered. And I said, let me see how much, which I might still hit him up, Adam. If you're watching, I might still hit you up. But we did all right.
So then I'm like, when, I don't know, like later in the night when he did it, I was like, oh my God, like he did it. So I looked at him, I was like, you need to make sure that we have the money to adopt at least to adopt a kitten. So when Forrest mommy comes here, there's a kitten for her.
That'd be such a great time if you have a bunch of kitties there. Oh my God, I love it.
The only thing that sucks is is if we do end up adopting 2 more, like that'll be like it for indoor cats.
For a minute.
Yeah, because I mean,
are they gonna be indoor? Or are they gonna be the outdoor?
That if we when we adopt kittens, we keep them indoor, you know. But like, I have it where I can set up the house with the litter boxes, and like I always tell Adam, one of my biggest compliments is people have always told me I can't smell your litter boxes. Like even when we had a little apartment, people were like, I can't smell your litter boxes. So it would just be too much to keep up with. They say, a lot of people say if you really love cats, 6 is the max. So if I got
to
2
what?
more,
to what?
6 is the max
6.
if you really love cats. So
I'm only at 1. I can get 5 fucking more then.
So I figure if we get, even if we end up getting 2 more, I'm like, that's it. Like I know my limits. Like right now, like if I could, we would have adopted a kitten, but like the house just isn't set up for it. The kitten has to stay in her room for a little bit because yeah. But it's just, I tell people it's just really just a lot of like, yeah, it's keeping your litter boxes clean, but it's a lot of sweeping and vacuuming. You want to keep up with their fur because their fur has a little bit of that smell in it. You keep up with their
and
fur.
they shed like mother furs.
Oh yeah, they do. I'm gonna have to pee again soon, but you know what? If I have to pee again, I can pee right there.
Outside?
Yeah.
I don't judge.
The world is my bathroom when I'm drinking.
That's how I grew up. I grew up in a fucking forest. Like I peed outside all the fucking time growing up.
But I am thinking about a porta potty for the vow renewal.
Oh, like one thing. That'd probably be good.
They're not that expensive.
No, they're not. And you just rent it for the day. You're good.
We only have the one bathroom, but then I think about it, I'm like a lot of the girls I know will pee outside, and a lot of the guys, like once it gets dark,
who cares?
We got enough property. It's good.
If you're like hidden behind a circle or like no one sees what you're doing, it's fine. You're just doing what you need to do.
Adam peed on me once at a concert because
I've been peed on at a concert too before, but not by someone I liked at the time. It happens. It happens.
Yeah. I'd like to say it was an accident.
He did it on purpose, a little pervert. Adam. The guy who did it on me was doing it to be funny, and I just happened to be right there, and I was like, you just peed on me. Like, what the fuck? Dude.
I was so pissed. Like, I felt my leg get all warm. And I was like, what the fuck? I turned around, I'm like, you're fucking peeing on me. You're fucking
warm.
peeing on me.
That's what I was like, this dude, I could tell he was just trying to be funny and cool, and I was like, you just peed on my purse. Then we hung out I mean, it was fine. He was someone I knew since forever. I still know him. Like, it's fine. But I was like, you peed on me. It's kind of rude. It's a little rude.
Adam just shouted from outside. He's like, at least tell her I was trying to pee in a can. Because at Blossom, you get like a 24-ounce can. And then, like, you don't want to leave when the show is going on. And even the guy's bathroom can be a long line. So he was trying to pee in a 24-ounce can, all drunk.
I would do that too. If I was a dude, I would pee like in something else. Where the hell is my chapstick? I would pee like that too, all the time. Like, why would you not? Because you can control it so easily with this thing, you know. I get it, but like I got peed on and it was a little weird, but maybe that's why it turned out so kinky, is like weird. We're shit like that. But I'm not into that. That's why, like, I love the golden shower. Constitutionalist, he does the gold. So my whole thing with the golden showers is I want people to think of me when they think of golden showers and not pee. Like, that's the whole thing. And now, like, for a couple days, sparklers when people did the word sparklers, who did they think about? They thought about Forest Mommy, you know? I like to try and change like word association and like what people are going to think about it, you know? Because I think I'm pretty cool. I don't know.
I think you're very cool.
Thanks, Oz. I love you. I'm so excited. Even Forest Mommy's like, Mr. Forest Mommy's like, you want to go to Cleveland? Why do you want to go to Cleveland? I'm like, just let me go.
Texas here.
Yeah, I'm like, just let both of my co-hosts are there, and it's one of the co-hosts' vow renewals, for fuck's sake. Like, and if I can crash at your house at least one night, it'll be doable. And I crash easy. I just need a bathroom and a couch or something, you know, and a blanket, and I'll be fine.
Well, definitely for the vow renewal night, like I'm gonna tell people like
Every night.
Adam said you can stay here every night.
It.
So just mind you, we only have one bathroom and it's not that pretty.
I don't care. I just need somewhere to brush my teeth, you know. That's
But yeah, I think the night of the vow renewal, like we're telling people, if you want to pitch a tent, you can pitch a tent. If you drive here and you want to Uber home, you're fine to leave your car here. Like, I don't care. Just don't want anybody driving home
right.
drunk. So yeah.
I'm doing Robbie is doing one of his porch tours at my forest property, but I told people, I'm like, you can't camp here. I told people, I'm like, no. Because people ask, I don't know if someone's watched it, but people have asked if they could even live there, and they're like campers, and I'm like, no, it's not that kind of like. It's fine for one night in a place like where you guys are, right. But this place, it's just not set up for that. Even though it's 10 acres and like forest, it's just not like. I don't know how to explain it. It's still like a ritzy titsy area, you know. So I'm like,
yeah.
But there is a huge camping place nearby where people can stay. So I'm like, just stay nearby. And then you only have to drive a couple miles and it's fine, you know?
Yeah.
So Paul says we're awesome. Adam is awesome. I love Adam. Because Adam brought us together, right? Technically.
He knows what kind of girls I like.
Bless Adam. He's like, oh, there's this crazy girl online on Twitter. And she's crazy as fuck. But
well, I tell him all the time, I was like, dude, like I can't I can't get along with girls. They're either like even though like I'm the traditional wife and I stay at home and I'm like totally about my man and all that, like I don't usually get along with like conservative type women because I'm not like uptight in that way. You know what I mean? Like they like to drink their wine and be like, ho, 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 ho,
and talk about other women, talk about how they judge other women, and you're like,
yeah, and it's like, I don't know. Let's see.
Because we're it's funny because I feel like that's how we're similar. Is we're kind of like, when it comes down to the base of it, we're a little bit conservative, right? Especially for like raising a family and shit like that. But we're also like party, like party and have fun, and like you shouldn't judge that shit either, right? Like, I don't know.
I think a lot of women spend way too much time judging other women. Like I do. Like my best friend, she's younger than me, you know, and she has 2 kids. She works, and you know, like I don't look down at her like I like that, like just like there's just I just like I can't stand sometimes like Republican women or conservative women, whatever you want to call them.
Insecure. It's like out of insecurity or something, right?
Well, like I don't get how you're all pro-life, but then you put down women who are single moms. Like for a lot of women, they only have 2 choices: single motherhood or abortion. So
that's true. It almost is like the whole like pick me thing. Like there is something to the whole pick me woman thing where they're like just saying shit, in my opinion.
But yeah,
I like sleeping with other women half the time, so I don't put them down. That's my game. Like, I had to put someone down who could be something. That's the whole thing, though, and I especially think a lot of conservative women, especially, have like this different insecurity, which I've known they can get away from because, like I said, with when Chrissie was on with like swinging and all that shit, it was all conservative people who were into that, and they were fine, you know. Like
My friends that are swingers are conservative. Well, I really don't have friends that are swingers anymore. Well, I mean,
you don't
I
know. A lot of people are secretive, and no one would maybe even know. It's true. That's why I'm like, I need to be more secretive about shit, but whatever.
well, the one was like, it was open, and yeah, that shit just it definitely went bad.
Yeah, I'm not.
Like,
That's like a step into like, hey, let's easy divorce when it's like a whole. And I'm like, I get it, but there's just different levels where you're like, oh, I think you guys are just about to get divorced, and that's fine. You want to find somebody before you get divorced. And that's what I feel like some people are like in that world. And it's true, and it's fine. Whatever, like, whatever is what it is.
yeah, I used to like I used to care more what people did in a way. And just the older I get, like I'm just like I don't care. Like I really don't care because I'm too focused on what I'm doing with my family to care about what you're doing with your family. Like there's even people like parents like you should do this with your kids and you should raise your kids this way and raise it. It's like no, like everybody needs if you're not abusing your child, everybody needs to raise their kids in a different manner so we have unique people in the world.
Yeah,
Like
because
if
every kid's different. Every kid's different. You have to
yeah,
raise them differently.
yeah, like some kids are going to grow up in the middle of nowhere. Some kids are going to grow up in the burbs. Some kids are going to grow up in urban areas. And all those kids will need different things. And I try and respect that out of parents. Like, as a parent, like, I really don't like when people.
Was that Adam Butt? Was that an Adam
Yeah,
Butt?
that was Adam Butt. Adam's ass.
Well, just like everything with like, every parent only knows what they know, right? We don't know what we don't know. And you're raising these individual humans who are individual. So, like, there's no way you can say, you need to do this, you need to do this for every, like everything is just different. It's just, I don't get why people get so, like, I get so mad at the, like, post-libertarians. Have you seen all that shit on Facebook? The post-libertarian stuff?
No.
They're like, what makes me laugh is half of them cheated on their wives and got divorced, first of all. So, like, and I don't technically judge that because I understand life is what it is sometimes. But, like, they do all this shit in their own life. And then they're like, oh, I have to force my culture on other people. And I'm like, you cheated on your wife. Like, you're not. I don't care, like, what you have to say after that. Like, you have no right to start, like, saying other people aren't living as good as you because you did something that was technically kind of wrong, whatever. I don't judge it, but, I don't know. They're weird. Do you follow Ace on Twitter? So, like, they get on his case. They get on his case because he'll be all about, like, he really just lays shit out. He's a very intellectual, lay shit out kind of person, right? And then they'll attack him for laying shit out. And I'm like, he knows theory and all this stuff isn't the end all be all, but he's like, I'm going to talk about theory, anarchist, libertarian theory, and they attack him. And I'm like, okay, he's just laying it out. And I know he knows this isn't, you can't fight tyranny with just talking about theory, and I know he knows that, but they'll attack him and I'm like, you guys are theorizing that you don't like theorize. It's just that's what I don't get about Twitter. I'm like, don't attack people. Like, you just find people who you vibe with and, like, you talk your truth, and that's all. You don't, like, why would I always be constantly attacking people, especially if they're on my mostly on my side, or like for what I'm for,
Yeah, I really like him. He did an interview recently and I was listening to it, And I'm like, oh my God, he's like just what I would picture him in real life. You know what I mean? Like,
He
just
just lays
he was
it out.
so, yeah, he was so calm and just, and you can like tell when you see him in his interviews, like he's a very compassionate and real person. And that's one of the things that I love about most libertarians is they're very reality driven of
Yeah,
to how
reality.
life actually is.
Yeah.
You know, there are ones that are just like, well, you know, just pull your bootstraps up and blah blah blah. And it's like, well, that's easy for you to say when you're a white suburban kid living in this nice little town. It's very different for other kids of all different races that are growing up in a slum, in a ghetto, you know, a trailer park, whatever. Like life is very, very different for them. Like I always find it funny, like conservatives will be like, my privilege. Yeah. Well, my daddy taught me how to work at this age and blah, 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 blah. It's like you
Which is
just
a privilege. That's a
that is
privilege.
a privilege.
Whether you look at it or not, it's, you know.
That
Like,
is a privilege that your parents taught you how to work and appreciate and value things at a young age, because there's a lot of parents that don't. They don't teach their kids to work, you know? Like there's a lot of women that could be like, well, I'm out there working 3 jobs, and it's like, I mean, I feel you. Well, I don't feel that because I've never felt
I had to work fucking 3 jobs to survive at a certain point too. Like that's the thing. Like I hate. It's like life is just crazy. Oh, Douglas says, I don't even talk about borders or shit. I don't ever talk about borders because I'm like, I don't know the answer. I don't. First of all, I don't know the answer. Second of all, humans have always moved around the fucking globe. Who am I to fucking change that, right? Like, no, that's why I love Ace, because Ace is very like, he will lay it down exactly how you should think without a government tell you how you should think. And then like these people are like, it's that like I like Pete Quinones and stuff. He helped me find a lot of people and stuff, but then he's like, they'll attack Ace, and I'm like, how is that productive? How is, so you say what Ace is thinking is unproductive, but you attacking Ace is productive? No, that's not productive. Like, you know?
Yeah,
I
he's
don't know.
one of my favorite follows on Twitter. Like I always love seeing what he has to say. Like, I mean, I still
said it's so good.
Yeah, I mean, he's really taught me a lot of shit through his tweets, like stuff that I didn't know, stuff that I never thought about. Like he brings that shit up, you know, and he like I think people look at him sometimes and they just think he's like this smug, idyllic character. And it's like, no, like he really values like I don't even want to say human life, but the human experience.
Just just like basics of like, because they were attacking him and they're like, he's like, listen, I know me talking about theory isn't the end all be all. And I'm like, yeah, we all know, like, but they're attacking him. And I'm like, what are you guys saying that's better? You're saying get rich. Okay. Like, you know, like they're just.
What gets me is not everybody wants to be rich. I don't want to be rich. I just always wanted to be like comfortable.
Yeah.
When I was much younger, I kind of wanted to be rich, but then I was like, I think my dad being sick just made me like value different things, you know, at a very, very young age. And I just became a very non-materialistic person. And then I noticed more and more in the last few years, like, I guess I like antiques.
Well, you can be like taking.
I don't want my house to look like everybody else's house. I want my
home keeping up with the Joneses and all that stuff.
Yeah, and if that's your thing and you want your house to look a certain way,
and you can afford it, fine.
Yeah, and then I guess in my own way, I want my home to look a certain way. It's just different, you know. But I think there's a lot of people that think everybody wants to be rich. Not everybody wants to be rich. A lot of people don't want to be the boss and don't want to be the owner because kind of sucks.
Yeah. I could literally build my real estate business up more and make it big and like, but I just don't fucking want to. I don't want to. Like, I like that I can do all the work myself and my deals and like and I have I don't have the debt. I don't have, we're fine. Like, I don't need to be fucking going for that, you know? And what makes me mad about the people who attack Ace, especially, because it's like he's just basically laying out basic theory. That's all Ace does. He just lays it out very anarchist. This is, if you're a human, this should, if this you're in, and like I told him last night because they were attacking him last night, and I'm like, and it's people who like have had him, like that Pete guy and all these people who are like were attacking him, and I'm like, why are they okay, first of all, if they think what Ace is doing doesn't do anything, why would they spend time attacking it? Because that's especially not doing anything. You know what I mean? Like, that's, if you think what this
more towards anarchy.
yeah, and I'm like, they're like, oh, he's theorizing, and I'm like, well, you're theorizing his theorizing. So how is that any better? I made a post today, and I'm like, how is it like they just spend, especially, if Pete Quinones is randomly watching, I like you, dude. Like, I like you. I like the people you've introduced to my life, but this whole I know what you did with your wife and the girlfriend and all that shit. B, like, stop. Just let people do what they're gonna do, especially Ace. Like, he's just innocent and just like laying shit out. He's just like, why would you attack him? Why? And they were attacking him last night, and I'm like, why would you attack him for? And Ace even said, he's like, I understand knowing theory isn't the answer to everything. It's not. And I'm like, yeah, we all, and I made a post to him. I'm like, listen, Ace, I understand that you're just like laying things out in this very concrete way. And I've always appreciated it because I followed him pretty much for the last 2 years. I don't understand why they're attacking you, because they're like, oh, kids got raped at Epstein Island, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what does that have to do with like, he's just talking about like anarchy and stuff. And that's when I say too, like, because I got attacked when I said, so the whole Tom Woods thing, when he like got outed that maybe he kind of groomed his first wife and all this shit. And I'm like, whatever about that, whatever. I understand how I was raised, and it was this religious thing. There were dudes who were grooming girls to be their wives. Like, that was a thing that fucking happened at the religious stuff. And like, they were like so mad that people were even talking about it. I'm like, why? If we can talk about teachers that are grooming, we can talk about weird religious dudes who are grooming too. Like, that's what it's about. We're talking about the whole thing, right? But like, the fact that people got mad that like we brought up, because I'm like, I went to Bible camp all my life, and there were a couple summers where these dudes said shit to me that was grooming shit. I know now, it was grooming shit. Like, it was totally grooming shit. So like, why can't I talk about that just because it's religious and more conservative? And I made a post a while ago, and these people were like, well, it's okay to groom people to be traditional. And I'm like, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Like, it felt awkward to me. It felt weird to me at my age, because I wasn't in that mindset, right? So it was like, I don't know what I actually still appreciate Tom Woods, and I like what he does. If he did that, if he kind of groomed a girl to marry him in the way I understand, I'm not Catholic, but I'm Christian. I grew up Christian, so I understand how boys did that, or men did that kind of stuff, especially at Bible camp. Bible camp was like where a lot of dudes met their wives, eventual wives. And I'm like, because they did this grooming shit. Like, and people think it's okay when you do it for like the traditional thing. It's okay to do it, you know? And I'm like, I mean,
I don't think it is okay.
Yeah, like, it's not okay.
My issue with like that situation was a little bit, his fiance that he's with now is also really young.
Tom Woods?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So
Interesting.
I just feel like, and same thing, like, I've never been like a huge Tom Woods fan. Like, I think he's be funny on Twitter and stuff. Like, I just don't really find him like,
The people he interviews is nice. Like,
yeah,
you meet
like,
people.
yeah, like there's a lot of other people I would rather listen to than him. But like, yeah, I think it I think it's a little weird for you to say that it's okay that this woman like popped out all these babies and then they get divorced and now he's with another younger woman.
And they met when she was 15 or whatever, like young.
I'm allowed to have my opinions about it without being like, I'm not going to go to any event with Tom Woods about it or Tom
Right.
Woods there. Like, I just think, you can still have a conversation.
Let's talk about it. That's what I got mad about, because I was like, hey, not even specific to him. Yes, I grew up in this world where there was youth pastors and weird shit, like where I had youth pastors who got married to girls as soon as they turned 18. As soon as they turned 18. And I'm like, don't tell me that wasn't a grooming situation either, because it was. And like, yeah, maybe they're traditional and conservative and they're, it's the better life technically, but I'm like, that is still grooming. That is still grooming. Like, I felt it myself, where someone was grooming me to be like, you should do this, you should do this, right? And I was like, I got mad when people because I brought it up a couple times. I'm like, we don't even have to fucking talk about Tom Woods. I don't give a fuck about Tom Woods. This shit fucking happens in religion.
You can just talk about the fact that there are young girls and even boys that are groomed to be married at a young age. And yeah, like, you can sit there and say like, oh, well, this is a good life and blah blah blah.
They're like, it's okay grooming. It's okay grooming.
But I also realize that we live in a much different world than we lived in 50 to 100 years ago. Like, our kids can travel, our kids can do things. Like, I mean, do I wish I had my kids a little bit younger? Yeah, but that's not, I mean, I'm glad for the times that I was able to travel. I was able to go to concerts, and I think a lot of people.
You still can. You still can go to concerts and shit if you want.
Well, yeah, like, I mean, it's definitely harder now. But like, I traveled more, and you just do more stuff when you're not attached to a husband and children. And like, I think there's a lot of people that when you're like, oh, you should live your life before you get married, that like it instantly means you need to sleep around. Well, no,
that's not about
that
that.
doesn't need to be it. Like,
no.
You can go out and meet different people, go do different things, whether it's a fucking book club or you like to go to movies or
you get experience, just to get influenced by things your parents and your friends didn't experience you too. Like,
but I mean, if you decide to settle down and do that, then cool, know.
But no, half of me is like, because I made a post about it, and they're like, well, it's okay to groom kids to think that like the traditional family, and I'm like it's such a hard place to be in, because I'm like, half of me agrees, but then half of me doesn't because of the life I've lived, and it's just like,
will you mix me another drink?
Do it. Give me 1 second too. Give me 1 second too.
Okay, I'm gonna pee too real quick.
Doug, did you? So I went to Bible camp in North Wisconsin all the time. We went to Bible camp. I don't know if Doug, if that's where you were a camp counselor at, was in Wisconsin or Michigan. They did a lot of that shit there. That's the hard part, where it's like, because of what happened to me, where dudes were at this age of 18 and I was like 15 working at the Christian camp, they would say things to me. They would say, especially because us girls got busted kissing and stuff. And these dudes would be like, why did you do that? I remember this. I posted about this. This one dude was like, he tried to talk to me about it. And I'm like, he's not someone who should be talking about this in like any kind of a position of authority. B, now that I'm an adult and know how people work, I was like, he wanted to talk to me about it because he kind of got off on it, right? And then like, but also in my heart, I'm like, yeah, people, if you want to have kids, you should get married and do it right. Like, I don't know. It's that's where the whole, I was happy the whole Tom Woods thing came up, but I was upset because if we wanted to talk about the whole Tom Woods thing, it automatically became like I was attacking Tom Woods. I never was attacking Tom Woods at all. I was just like, hey, this shit does actually happen in religious shit. It does happen. Like, and then people were like, well, it's okay when it happens. And I'm like, half of me is like, I kind of agree, but you just can't. And then when they were like, Tom was met her when she was like 15 or 16, and then I was like, and then it brought me back to my memories of what went on at Bible camp and stuff, and I was like, and I hated to, and you couldn't even talk about it without people thinking you were thinking about Tom Woods. And I'm like, no, let's just talk about that thing of like grooming girls in a religious way, which isn't good. Like, it's not good either. Like I said, I knew girls who got married to their youth pastors at 18, and I'm like, something happened there. Like, something happened when she was 17, like there's something that happened. And like, I don't know. It's hard. It's a hard thing to do because also humans, we used to have fucking babies at 14 and that was normal. Like it's just a weird fucking thing. But I just hated that we weren't allowed to talk about it because of the whole Tom Woods thing. I'm like, I don't even particularly judge him, but I'm like, can we just talk about how this happens? But you can't.
Well, people like their God. They do.
And if it's okay to them, then it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah,
right?
Like, look at how like conservatives are with like Elon Musk. Like, it just came out.
How many moms does he have? Like, how many baby mamas does he have? Like 10?
That a conservative lifestyle? And like, you can sit there and say, oh well, he has the money to take care of them, but having the money isn't the only thing of being a dad.
Yeah.
Like, are you being emotionally supportive to all of these women? Are these women being emotionally supportive towards you? You know what I'm saying? Like, you never.
Do you see your kid? Do you even fucking see your kid? I've heard that he doesn't even, he hasn't seen all of his kids in a while. Like,
yeah, like money is not the only thing that matters, and it's just so funny because conservatives will sit there and say like, oh, we don't care what celebrities think, but as soon as any celebrity type person agrees with them, they're like, oh my god, they agree with us. Like, look at fucking Kid Rock. He's become like a face of the conservative movement.
And like, I know so many swingers love Kid Rock.
Like, do you people even listen to his music? He does not speak fondly of cops. The way he like talks about sex.
He loves the party. He loves the party.
Yeah. Whoa, doggy.
It's true though. Kid Rock loves a fucking party. What? No, that's what. Like I was saying, when you're gone, I get it. I understand this whole teachers trying to groom. I understand that. And the reason I understand why that's wrong is because it happened to me in religion. And I know it was wrong then too. Like that's why I understand. And that makes me so upset when people are like, there were some people on Twitter, they're like, well, if you don't call out just this, it means you appreciate. And I'm like, listen, motherfuckers, Do you know how many uncles and grandpas and weird aunts and babysitters, even female babysitters, fucked with boys and girls? It happened a lot. And a lot of people didn't say shit. They didn't say shit.
Better.
You weren't like, no, you should. I'll tell you a story offline with my best friend. He's 50 something now, but what his babysitter did to him, his female babysitter did to him, oh my God. Anyways, but like there was a lot of this shit, and it was because she was probably abused too. Like, it was just the cycle of it. But it's like, I don't understand. Like, how can you hate these teacher groomers, but not hate when like a religious groomer does the same shit?
Either way, it's grooming.
It's
and you're
grooming.
you're just saying that one lifestyle is.
You're not letting the kid develop, and you're not letting this child develop naturally in their own life. You're telling them, and I know for a fact, like I said, I don't hate Tom Woods or anything, but I know for a fact from what it sounds like, from everything I read, like he was probably telling her things, this girl, obviously they got married because she didn't know any better. She, and they did the whole thing. She had a bunch of kids, and it was fine, but it's still like you have to talk about this stuff. And I don't want to necessarily talk about Tom Woods. That's why it made me so mad about when that came out, because that was all about Adam. Adam brought it up, concussion shit. But I'm like, okay, I don't want to argue about a specific person doing this, but we have to talk about how this happened. But then people were like, well, it's okay when it happens in religion. And I'm like, no, it's not. Like, technically, I think, yeah, you should teach people you should have a husband and a wife and have a kid or whatever, a husband, wife, but you should, be set for it, right? But like, that was really a frustrating time because Sarah went against him too, and everyone attacked her. And I'm like, but I get it, because we all know people who married their fucking youth pastor at 18, and it's like, that's not right.
Who's not right? Wait, is that who got married recently?
Yeah, Sarah. She used to be Liberty Thought.
Adorable.
What?
She's so adorable.
Yeah,
I mean, I would totally drag my daughter by her hair if she ever posted a picture like that on Twitter.
Or how I post, but I'm an adult now, so it's fine. But I love Sarah. I met Sarah in Arizona, and then she stayed here. Her and her husband two nights before they went. They were going from Vegas to like Kansas, so they stayed. But like, I get where it comes from when you're like, we need to at least talk about it in the religious sense too. But they're like, but if it's religious, it's okay. And I'm like, well, not really. Like, we have to talk about these things, because I felt weird when these dudes were saying shit to me. I wasn't.
It's fucking weird. That shit is fucking weird.
This one dude came to, so I was 16, and me and the girls were always making out at the dorms and stuff at Bible camp. It was fun. It was just like practice. It was fun. And then like somehow it got out. And then I remember this one guy, Will, and he was like, I was alone with him in the boathouse, and he was like, why did you kiss her? And I'm like, I was 16 at this time. 15 or 16, and this dude was probably 18 or 19. And I'm like, why is he talking? Afterwards, I'm like, why is he talking to me about this? He has no authority over me. Why is he was like, why did you kiss her? Tell me what it's like. Tell me what it was like when you kissed it. And I'm like, and now
now you get it.
Not many years later, I was like, oh, I know what he was technically thinking. I know what he was doing, right? But I don't know. That's just, it makes me mad when you can't talk about it, because all these groomer teachers, they were probably abused by their uncles and grandpas and weird people in their life and stuff. And that's why they think that. I have drag friends who think it's crazy to do it around kids. They are like, what the fuck are these crazy people doing around kids? Because they're like, you don't do that around kids.
One drag lady that came out, she's like, why would you want your kids around this? Like,
it's an adult thing. It's fun.
Not a place for children, like.
But I think those the ones who are comfortable doing it around kids, I think they were somewhat, someone showed them sexuality in a weird way. You know, it was like an uncle who was like, hey, let's do this or whatever. Like, you don't, it's such a very clear boundary between kids and fun sexual stuff. Like, it's such a, it's so easy. This boundary is so simple to see, but then there's like these weird, I'm like, how much of, okay, I'm an attention whore. Everyone knows I'm an attention whore, but I'm like, how attention whore are these drag kings or drag queens that they want to do it around kids? Come on. Like, come on. Don't you get enough attention from doing it around adults? Like, that should be enough. It's weird.
Right. Because I've only seen like one drag queen type show in my life, and that was in Vegas. And they're just fucking funny.
It's a funny show.
And it's very provocative. It can be very sexual, and that's fine for adults. But for young children, not so much.
They don't need it. I'm like, and they were like, after the whole thing happened in Dallas, they like interviewed him, and they're like, well, we just want kids to feel confident in it. I'm like, how is dancing like a sexy woman help make a boy confident? You know, like, it's just, I'm like, you don't need to do this. And I'm open to everything. I'm accepting of so much. I love my drag friends. I love the shows I go to, but I'm like, these ones who have to do it around kids, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? I don't get it.
We should go to Vegas one day.
Let's do it. I will go anytime. I haven't been since July 2019, so I will go anytime. Dude, Freedom Fest.
My parents took us to Las Vegas because my sister moved there. And I was like 12, 13 years old. And my parents would just go out and do stuff and just leave me at the hotel.
We need to go as an adult. I love it as an adult. I don't even gamble, and I love it. It's so fun.
But it's so fun. There's that, like, I can just like sit outside and drink and walk around and just like have the best time in Vegas.
Will you go to a topless pool with me? Go to a topless pool? You don't have to be topless, but you can come with me. There's a bunch of them. I love them. It's so fun. That's all I go to Vegas for, is just about the pool when it's nice out.
Yeah, I rarely set them free.
It's different when they're big, right? Like, it's different. They're a whole thing.
Yeah, and after kids and breastfeeding, they're just.
I'm sure they look amazing, though.
Adam seems to like them.
Yeah, boobs are great. Like, I love boobs.
Are you making more drinks? Adam made me another drink.
With the blueberry vodka and lemonade?
He did, because he's the bestest.
I love Adam so much. He was so sweet. He was like, yeah, I'll put money towards it too. And I'm like, let's see how much these simps fucking give me, first of all. Then we'll figure it out. And they did. They turned the fuck out, man. I loved it. I was like, because I've never, a lot of people do GoFundMe when they need shit, right? But I've never needed shit. And I'm like, okay, well, I will do this.
It's like I told you were invited. Like, if you can make it, you can make it. But like, I didn't want to push the issue. But then that night, like, yeah, I was all drunk, and I'm like, oh my god, like, I love Forrest Mommy so much.
I love you too. Like, I feel like we're really good friends,
I can't wait to hug you. I'm gonna cry.
Oh my god, me too. And then, like, when you said, like, you had that moment where you're like, I'm not gonna make any more friends because everything's so crazy and stupid. And then we've made friends. I was like, oh fuck, man. It's true though. Like,
I can't wait for you to meet my friends. I can't. Oh, and this weekend I found out my best friend is coming over, so she gets to meet Hex, and I'm so excited for her to meet Hex because I think so highly of her. Like, she's younger than me, but like, I look at her and I'm like, man, like, if I would have had kids at your age, like, it would have been so bad. But I look at her like I'm like, man, like, I think so highly of you.
Did she have kids really young or something?
I think she was like 19 or 20 when she had her first, and like, yeah, if I would have had kids at that age.
I know. I have some friends who had them in our senior year of high school, and like the kids are over 18 now, and they're done, and they're like hot still. And I'm like, damn, man, I guess that's the way to do it. Pop them out when you're young, but don't really.
It's gonna be fun to have my, I guess, normal life crossed with my.
It's
Twitter.
fun to mix worlds, isn't it? Fun to mix worlds. Yeah, I love
Because
it.
it's like she knows that I've been doing this stuff, but like she's one of the only people that I talk to on a regular basis. Like a lot of the people that were here when Hex came here that night, like I don't talk to on a regular basis. Like I talk to you more than I talk to
do you?
all of them. Yeah.
I love you, Alice. I'm pouring more vodka or more tequila 'cause I'm terrible. I don't know. Do you have Kroger's by? Do you have Kroger by you? Do you get Kroger restaurants or Kroger grocery stores? The stuff's so good, and it's like cilantro. It's like a spicy margarita mix, and then they have regular margarita mix. It's really good too. Just FYI. FYI, Adam. What kind of grocery store do you go to out there?
So we go to Aldi's.
I wish we don't have all these here. I wish we had all these.
So we go to Aldi's, we go to Mark's, we go to Giant Eagle, and then we go to BJ's, which Adam can never be a mature adult about.
Isn't that funny? When you go to the grocery store, are you more strict? And then when you bring Adam, like when Mr. Forest Mommy comes to the grocery store, junk, all the way.
Adam throws stuff in the cart that I didn't intend on. So if I send him to the grocery store by himself, like last weekend, I had my friend came over to watch a scary movie with Scarlett. So like, yeah, we like had a girls' night or whatever. So Adam took Grayson to go grocery shopping. So I tally up how much it's going to cost. And I'm like, if you get everything on this list, this is how much it'll cost. So you have like this much to like buy your stupid shit with.
It's so funny. The boys always like all the like bad shit. So I'm like, I'm glad.
Yeah. But I just figured out how to like freeze my muffins, and because I usually just, we bake them from scratch and then I just serve them. But like, I don't want them
Costco. Do you guys do Costco or Sam's?
Well, BJ's is like the same thing.
Okay.
But it's like the same thing around us. They just like, they're closer to us now. They have more coupons, but we used to do Sam's Club. And then we did Costco. We did Costco's for a little bit, but they didn't have like the stuff that I needed. But they had these really, really good turkey wraps, but I figured out how to make them at home.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, Costco's
are good. I thought about serving those for the vow renewal, and then I'm like, I don't want to be up the night before having to make these fucking turkey wraps.
Just buy it. Adam, just work a couple extra hours so you guys can buy all the shit for your. He'll do it. That's fine. Yeah, you want to have fun.
Yeah, I don't want to be like bogged down with a bunch of stuff to do. Like, I definitely want to keep it at like as cheap as I can. But yeah, I want my pet, my dance floor, my music. Gotta have it.
The drinks and some snacks, the pizza, you said.
Well, yeah, like when you get like, so if you go with like a more traditional wedding and you run a hall like we did, like all the food is served, all the alcohol is served or whatever, and then like, we got like a bag of chips and pretzels for later in the evening, but yeah.
That's all right. Most of the time I'm doing so many drugs anyways, I'm not hungry. But eventually at the end of the night, you're like, oh, I'm kind of hungry. You just need a snack at the end of the night.
I've kind of come to the conclusion that I'm probably going to puke that night.
That's worth it. Do you know what? I puked the other night and I didn't even barely drink. I The acid from the food made me throw up, I think.
Yeah, I keep telling
Whatever.
first shot, I'm like, dude, if I don't stuff my face before I go to bed, like, I'm good. But if I stuff my face, it's
It like
like,
sits
wake
there.
up.
It sits there, and then it's like you're like, we gotta throw it up.
Yeah, like I wake up and I'm like, oh.
That's what happened. I was down at Forest Property and had my friend Library Wolf and her friend came down because we went to the Renaissance Festival, and like that night I made pork tacos. It was good, and then all of a sudden I was in bed and I was like, it's like, oh shit, and like it felt like acidy. It was like it wasn't even. I didn't feel sick, but I like had to fucking throw up. Like this shit fucking happens sometimes. It's all good.
And sometimes like once you throw up, you feel so much better, and then you can just go back. You can go back to sleep.
You know, I might throw up tonight. I don't know. Whatever. I won't. I won't, everybody. For the 7 people watching, I won't.
We only have 7 people watching.
Well, on YouTube. I don't know how many are watching on. I don't know how many people are watching on Twitter, but let's see. It's still 7 people, and guess who's not here? Is One Shot is not here.
Yeah, where is One Shot?
So, like, I have kids and a wife and shit. Like, whatever. Just kidding. Adam, I'm sure. Oh, he's like, he can get me drugs. You're good. We're all good. I'm really good at doing drugs.
Did you just say Adam?
He said, yeah, Adam made a YouTube here. He said, I can make some calls that night. We're good. That's good. I take care of myself.
He can.
How many of you are watching?
For sure. And if not him, I have another go-to.
This is how life is, you know?
Actually, that makes me feel really cool because usually Adam has all the go-tos, but I actually have one go-to
For the good drugs. For the good drugs. I have one go-to. I guarantee that night he'll probably have them here. I'm pretty good. It's like, and I know if I'm gonna drink a lot, I know how to balance everything out. It's all good. He's all like, "What?" Look at Adam. He's like, "What? Who's your go-to?"
You don't know my go-to?
What is it? 10 o'clock by you? How are you doing? Are you good?
It's 10:01.
Yeah, it's 8:01 here. You're 2 hours ahead of me.
Oh wow.
Are you?
I know you're gonna have like so much energy, and then the altitude.
I can drink a lot. When I'm at lower elevation, I can drink a fucking lot. It's all good.
Yeah, see, that's why I want to start a little bit earlier so that I can start drinking because, like, everybody else is going to be drinking.
It's your wedding. It's your vow renewal. You can do whatever the hell you want. Fuck them.
Yeah, but I have to, like, walk. I have to walk through the grass and stuff. I might fall.
I'll help you up. It's all good. As long as you're not at that point at that time, you'll be fine. You know.
It's going to be so fun. We're going to look at the dance floor, talk to the people about the dance floor this weekend.
I'm excited about that.
I'm so excited to have a dance floor in my backyard.
I love dancing.
That's the coolest shit. Like, I don't even care about anything else. Just give me that dance floor.
Play some good music and let's dance. Like, that's all that matters. I'm a dancer. Okay. We've been going for 3 hours. I've been drinking the whole time. Should we end it? Do you want to end it and tend to your life?
I guess it's on that.
All right, everybody. We'll be back next. Oh, and next week, did you remember y'all Becker? She was on Twitter. I actually had her on YouTube one time too, but she's off Twitter now, but she'll be on next week with us. She's fun. She's Jewish, but and she's fun. So that's why I had her on my Jewish roundtable. For the people who are watching, y'all beggars on my Jewish roundtable. She'll be on next week with us. That worked out great with Chrissie. I'm like, that's what I like about this shit. Is like people can just pop on and pop off, you know? Like,
yeah. And then we keep it really drunk.
I know. It was funny because I had sent Chrissie, I sent her email to her man, Frank, that or the like link. And she was like, "Where's the link?" And I'm like, "Oh, sorry, I sent it to your man. It's for you." And she's engaged and shit, but I love it. All right, Alice, what's your your Twitter, Alice, so everyone can follow you?
At Alice Always 911.
Alice Always 911.
I'm an emergency waiting to happen.
That's why we're friends. We're hot messes. We're hot messes, but we keep it together. I feel like when you're a hot mess, but you keep it together, it's like a good life. That's the best life.
Then we can be hot messes in person together, and Hex is gonna be like, "Oh my god!"
Oh, he is in trouble. He is in trouble when I get into town.
Trouble. He's gonna have both of us.
I was laughing because me and him have never been like sexual or anything either, and I'm like, I love that dude. Like, he's just the best fucking dude. I love him.
He's just.
Do you think? I don't know. He's not watching probably, but do you think he's a virgin?
No.
You don't think so? I don't know. I've never asked. I was like, he might. No. He's so innocent and sweet, kind of. You know.
Does he make some comments? No. Adam, the dog's right here.
Just looking for the dog.
He's outside screaming for her.
Yeah, Chrissie will come on again. Chrissie and Monica will come on again sometime. But next week is Y'all Becker. Everyone follow. If you have Instagram, follow Y'all. It's YAEL Becker on Instagram. She's still on Instagram. She got off of Twitter because it was too much. And I'm like, I get it. It's fine. But she was on my Jewish roundtable. Oh, mommy, can you point it? Do you need my like actual Discord? I have a Discord, but I haven't even checked in like multiple days. I'm so terrible. I'm so terrible. Yes, I will post something. Thank you, Paul. I'll send your book. I'm gonna go to the post office tomorrow to send your book. Okay. Thank you, Alice, for coming on.
Love you.
We did 3 hours. We're good. I love it.
We rocking.
We're rocking. All right, let's get more drunk later in our private lives. It's all good. All right. Peace.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.